Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Any Second Podcast. We're here with episode 2. You know who I'm rocking with. Let's get to it.
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Feeling great. Okay, so what was the feedback like for you after episode 1? What was all your people saying?
They were really shocked. You know, it hit pretty hard. You know, and I was shocked too. Like it came out like flawlessly, seamless. It was real smooth. A lot of people had, surprisingly, you know, in this industry, you get a lot of haters. You know, there's a lot of people who have a lot of negative, insight to things. But in this situation, it was a lot of, let's say about 90% positive, and then your 10%, the negative crap, right? So that felt good. So it gave you a lot of steam to just move forward and just keep going, and just knowing that you do have a lot of support from the outside people versus the negative where you're questioning yourself like, oh, was this a good idea, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But what about you?
Oh no, the feedback was crazy. It was good. And that's something else that I like too, because it was positive. I was skeptical because, you know, you about to come out here to the world and you already got a crazy rep. So you about to come out to the world and say, hey, I got another kid. So I'm like, yo, there's 2 things can happen. Either they're going to be like, oh, this man's a piece of trash, blah, 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 blah. Or they're going to be like, yo, this is a beautiful situation. So it was good feedback. I like what I was reading and seeing everything. So it was good.
What did your friend say?
That's what I was about to get into.
Okay.
Okay, this is actually devastating. So you would expect your friends to watch it, right?
Yeah.
That's what you would think. So
right.
These dudes weird, man. So I sent the podcast to a couple of friends, right?
Okay.
And they're like, okay, cool, I'm going to check it out, man, blah, blah. Who's this guy you're interviewing? Hold on. Who's this guy you're interviewing? I'm like, oh, just watch it and you're going to see. They call me back the next day. Yo, bro, real fly interview. But who is that guy?
Oh, yeah, they didn't catch it.
I'm like,
they
don't
didn't
embarrass yourself. You need to please, like, go watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But after they actually took time to watch it, great feedback. They're like, yo, that shit's so dope. Like, that's
right.
crazy. That's your dad. I never knew. Blah, blah, blah. So
yeah, that's the thing, too. They were like, is that your son? Y'all look alike. What's going on? Who is that guy?
Who was saying that? Your friends?
Yeah, just people. Yeah, same thing. And I'm just like, yo, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, got to be kidding me, right? And then there's a couple people in the comments, too, just like going over people's heads. I don't know if you caught it, but they were like, one of the ladies, she was like, I'm not believing that the interviewer the whole time didn't know he's interviewing his dad. It's like, yo, are you slow? Like, obviously I knew. You know what I'm saying? Right. You really think I was going to interview a whole random man and I don't know the whole time it's my dad?
Right.
Come on.
You had your publicist and whole media team.
They didn't tell me.
Book me to come, and they didn't say anything.
Yeah, they
surprised.
It's like, yeah, that's your dad. So
wow.
Yeah.
So quick thing. So how does it feel now that you got that out the way? Just the first episode and just, coming out to the public like, hey,
yeah, this is what it is.
I'm your father, and all that. How does that feel?
Right. It feels really good, honestly, because it's been a long time.
Like, it has been.
It's been a long time. We've been sitting on this for a minute.
Yeah.
So 2 things. I was very glad the way the episode 1 played out. It looked good. Everything was smooth. But then 2, to get that pressure off my back of like, because it's been a secret. We've had to move strategic. Me and you have been out running around, but it's like, hey, that's my friend or whatever.
Right,
we don't say nothing. So finally now I can just feel like I can breathe a little bit. It's like, okay, yes, this is my dad. Yes, this is my family. Right. Now I'm chilling. So now I can just kind of do my thing. So I love that. I can breathe now. So it feels good.
Okay.
So what about you though? How you feel?
It feels good, because that's the thing. I mean, as you know, when we were out to like my close circle, this is my son, But, you want to, I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm proud of you, and just the time that we had apart, it was rather devastating, whatever. We'll get into that. But yeah, it's definitely a relief just having that off, out there to where now it's like it's not a secret, and it's like I can hold my chest high and be like, yo, this is my son, exactly. And it's not a deal, and you're not really scared about whose hands it gets into, because a lot of people have malice intent out here in this space, and so when you have things that are like close to you like that, then it's like someone can run with it and put some false narrative out there, and then you don't want that. So I mean, it definitely feels good now. At least we were able to, write that story, mm-hmm. In the way that we needed to, versus someone else is getting into the wrong hands and someone just running with it. And that's the thing too, just being in that media space, just like with, when I came home and we went up to New York and we were sitting down with Bravo and Truly Original and all those people, that's good in good faith. They kept everything quiet.
Real quiet for many years. Hats off to them.
Definitely. All the way to, Andy Cohen to, even like Phaedra, for example, everybody was just, very secretive, very private, and respectful, mm-hmm. if you will. So I definitely appreciate that because that was
They could have went left real quick.
Oh, yeah.
They could just been like, I'm bored tonight. Let me just
even
upload this picture.
even like you know how like even how catty like the prison was. Right, like those guys in there, you know, the staff and stuff at prison, you know, those guys could have just did some old monkey stuff, you know. So that was cool too. So at least we were able to, you know, create our own narrative and rock out like that.
Yeah, which is brilliant too, because now we control the full story. There's no chopping, editing, telling it this way. Like
Exactly.
we were telling it. So this
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So so let's just kind of dive into it real quick. So take me back to like what you know, hopefully that everybody did, you know, catch
If
up
you did watch.
and did watch,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, so
Jesus.
just knowing that, you know, I was out of your life and we didn't grow up together. What was life like for you? And give me the dynamics and a little backstory of, you know, where were you at? You know, where did you grow up? You know, who were you in the household with? Exactly how did that transpire?
Yeah, so straight out the gate, born in Atlanta, Georgia, right up the street, the Northside Hospital. That's where I was born. So from there, I was in Atlanta until I was about 7 years old. I stayed in Forest Park.
Okay.
So that's where I stayed until I was about 7 years old. Had mother and father. So for the perception, I'm believing that this is my dad, this is my mother. That's all I know out the womb.
Okay.
So from 7 years old, we're here in Atlanta, Georgia. And then we transition up north about 45 minutes from Atlanta. So now I'm up north, 45 minutes outside of Atlanta. And everything was good. Mother and father, everything was pretty smooth out the gate. I would say, so mother
Now,
and
when
father.
you say mother and father, not to cover, when you say mother and father, like the perception of these people, like, is it, are they relatives of mine, relatives of you're like, who are the, like, how does that?
So to my understanding, out the womb,
Okay.
I know no better. So
Okay.
I'm thinking this is my biological mom, this is my biological father.
Okay.
So from 1 year old to when you can talk until 7, I'm mom, dad.
Okay.
That's what it is. Household, it was smooth. There's really not many problems. We didn't have a lot of money, you know what I mean? But
Okay.
everything was cool. Everything was normal. Playing sports.
Now, are these like African American people? Are these
No.
Caucasian people?
These
like,
are Caucasian people.
oh, so these are all Caucasian
all
people.
Caucasian people.
So like you're out of the womb and you're being raised like with all Caucasian
With
people.
Caucasian people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, fresh out the womb, Caucasian people. Everybody around me is Caucasian.
Oh, that's why you look like that.
That's why I look like this. Exactly. They
Okay.
smear it off on me.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Got you.
So everybody's Caucasian. So we didn't have much money. We didn't have a lot of money at all. But the dynamics between the mother and father was good.
Okay.
Until 7. So like I said, we went up north. Now, when we get up north from 8 years old to 9 years old, they start fighting a lot. Things are getting weird. As a kid, I don't know what's happening, but I see the fights. You know what I mean? I see that there's tension. I see that there's problems. And like I said, from 8 to 9, my biological mother, boom, they split. They get a divorce.
Okay.
So my mom leaves.
Now, are you cognizant of these things? Like, were you like were you a sharp kid? Like, for example, like being able to like pinpoint and recognize certain things, and you know, kind of like, okay, that's not right. This is not right. As far as like the dynamics.
More than Swift, because
Okay.
I used to hear conversations, and this is tragic, but it is what it is. It's the truth. I would be, you know, I'm young, you 7, but if you know, you know, if you're in a certain environment, and of course, like they get a divorce, so I could hear sometimes my mom, she might be on the phone with another gentleman.
Okay.
And then I hear my dad come home and be like, who the fuck is Greg? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, oh shit, like,
Okay.
there's a Greg. This is bad. You know what I mean? And I'm only 7, but you know what time it is. So,
Right.
And then it's not just a Greg, it's a Tom, it's a Jim. And then it's like, you know.
Now, did this gentleman, did he come off as if like I'm your dad? Was he like support? Like was he kind of like
no.
standoffish a little bit? Because you know some guys, you know, if they're fathering a child that's not theirs, then they're gonna kind of have that that standoff posterior.
No, for sure. You know, that's a great question. So I can give him his respect inside of this story and really give him his just due. So this is the thing, right? This is the story that I was told.
Okay.
So fresh out the womb, I'm born. Everybody's there. His dad, his brothers, his sisters, his family, cousins. You know, it's a big situation. It's their first baby. My mom's people there, her whatever family's there. They say as soon as I'm out the womb, instantly his dad and his brother and everybody was like,
Oh wow.
Yeah. You better not. You know that's not your baby.
Okay.
Straight up, you can't raise that kid. They saying this while I'm like,
Yeah,
they're looking at me through the glass.
Right,
Like, this
right.
is game day. I just was
Right.
born. And so
You still had the mask on.
Yeah, still got the mask on. So this is the story he told me. So he was like, Trey, everybody instantly told me the day you came out of the womb, like, hey, that's not your baby, and you better not raise this. Straight up, you better not do it, because that's foul to have a baby. Because he didn't know. You know what I mean? That's a surprise to him. He had no idea that.
So when they were planting that seed in his head, even though that was true, was he still in denial? Did he ever say if he was in denial or anything of that nature?
No. So he said he knew. He
Okay.
knew. And he had a feeling already, because remember how I told you, 7 years old, it's Greg, and
right.
that.
So it's a lot of
didn't
those.
just start at 7.
Okay,
it was
okay.
already that type of time. So when that happened, he already kind of had the gut instinct of like,
okay,
she probably was, moving like that. So, like I'm saying, though, respect to him, he told me, he's like, Trey, they told me, like, blah, 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 but I was so hurt emotionally at the moment. My family wasn't supporting me. Obviously, his wife at the time.
Oh, he was saying he didn't feel supported.
He didn't feel no love. He didn't feel
Okay.
no support. So what he chose to do was, he's like, my girl just cheated on me. Now I feel like I'm looking at this baby boy, and it's just gonna be me and him. I'm gonna confide in him. I'm gonna love him. And
wow.
This is my guy.
That was admirable of him.
Very admirable.
So, okay, so he basically was like, I'm gonna bite the bullet. So he's going against the odds, essentially, because he has the people who's like, don't do it. So it's almost like you find those situations where, when you tell someone not to do something, that they do it anyways, they go against the grain.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much, that's what catapulted him, I guess, and gave him the strength to father a child, essentially, that's not biologically his. Okay.
So, as he's saying that, he's like, that's what I chose to do. I'm going to love this kid unconditionally, and it's just going to be me and him. So that part is very respectable. And like I said, later, around and this is the thing too, he was true to his word, because when I was like 7 and 8 and 9, and they really started fighting and getting throws in the thing, I have 2 younger siblings.
Okay.
A brother and a sister at
Now,
the time.
those are from your biological
From the mother and from that man. So they had 2 more kids after I was born.
Okay.
Later.
Biological mother, or the one he married? Or did he marry someone, or was he with
No. This is, so my mom
Okay.
was still with him. And from the time, I think they had kids when I was like 5 and then when I was 7.
Okay.
So they had 2 more.
Okay.
And something that I remember that he used to always do, mind you, those are his kids.
Yeah.
That he believes.
Yeah.
At least everything came out looking correct.
Okay.
So he's confirmed, like, these are my 2 kids. But every time.
Did he do a DNA test or anything? Was he
Not
like,
with them
was
two.
he
Was he in shock?
Yeah. Like,
That's a
like
great
kind of like
question.
PTSD a little bit, like,
I'm going to need some verification on these.
Right.
Regardless. He didn't. But now that they're older, this is spit image. So that came out good.
Okay.
But that's a good question, though. But no, he didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have. You got me messed up. I need to know.
Right.
So, now one thing that always used to happen when we used to fight, and I remember from a young age, when they used to get in fights, every time, Trey, pack your bags. Not the other kids. He would leave them with their mother, but he always made sure that if he had to storm off, or you're leaving and they're fighting, Trey's coming with me. Pack your bags, get your things. He never left me. So
okay.
even when they would fight, he would always make sure, get in the front seat, go in the car, whatever.
Oh, wow.
I'll be there. And then boom. So true to his word, it wasn't one of those things where he was like, oh, I'm going to be there for this kid, I'm going to raise him. And then he grew weary of heart. Not necessarily from a young age. He was toting me everywhere. Even if they're fighting, Trey's got to come with me. Oh, whatever. If I'm running to the store, Trey's with me. So he made sure to, stay close. So
That was cool. So now, what were some of the struggles that you might have faced, like dealing with that, like realizing, like, hey, I'm assuming something clicked, right? Where you was like, okay, or either your associates saying, hey, Trey, like, are you sure this is your sibling? This is your dad? Are you sure that this brother and sister are y'all really related? Like, what exactly were you, And then also the dynamics where you were raised was, you say up north, was it like, country town? Was it city? Was it urban? Was it racism? Like, what exactly, how was your?
No, yeah, great question. So you talking about some, did anything start to click? It started to click at a real young age because kids are ruthless. They're just blunt and dry. So you got to remember, everyone around me is Caucasian. So my cousins and on my extended family, all my cousins that are girls, my cousins that are boys. That I'm
Even
playing,
like, because he's not biologically, he's not even related to you. So even his family, who's
It's
now
still white.
is almost like they're still like, oh, this is my cousin Trey.
they still call me cousin.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
cousin Trey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
to this
Okay.
day. But we're not blood.
Right.
So it's innocent as kids. The adults know, but the kids don't know no better. Say that's my cousin.
Okay.
So, you know, but when you're kids though, you playing football with everybody. You know, you hanging out with your cousins. They used to always ask, especially if we was outside playing. I catch a little tan, they get lit up. They burn. They in the house crying, and they're like, "Oh, my skin," and I'm over here glazed and brown and chilling. These would strike questions from them. They would be like, from a young age, "Yo, what's up with Trey, man? Why is he getting dark like that? Like, why is his hair like that? Why we don't got he don't have to wear sunblock, but we do. Like, what's going on?" So then it'll make me think like, "Hey, excuse me, right quick. Why don't I wear sunblock? Like, what's going on?"
Okay.
Or how come I get brown and they're getting extremely red? These are questions as a kid. You're innocent asking, but it's starting to register. You don't know what it's registering, but you are getting curious.
And you still like have no clue.
No clue. And
So no clue.
I have
So
zero clue.
that's your mom and dad.
I still think that's my mom and dad. 100% convinced.
Wow. Okay.
And so you talk about, I definitely have my thoughts. And one of my uncles, of course, none of these people are biological, but my family tree that I know, he actually has different texture hair. His hair is really coarse, very fair skin, but his hair is coarse. And I used to he told me this story. It's like I used to hang out with him, and we'd be sitting on the couch watching football, and I'd be like rubbing his head, and I'd ask him like, "How come only me and you got hair like this?" You know, like, yeah, like our hair's like this. And I'm a kid asking this stuff, and he just said he would feel bad. He's just like, he knows. He knows what it is.
Oh, he knows.
Oh yeah, he knows what time it is, but
Oh wow, but he just can't say.
he don't have the heart to do it. I'm 7, you know what I mean? I'm young, so yeah, you definitely start to realize some stuff, and then you asked me like, what's it like where I was staying up north? Yeah, no, it's country town, like yeehaw, like
Oh, wow.
saddle up, like giddy up. So yeah, very very country. Not many black people at all. And if there's 15 of them, everyone's related. Everybody's cousins. So growing up in that type of environment, same thing. So now you can say I'm a little older, right? So now maybe I'm 10, maybe I'm 11. I'm in middle
Are
school.
you experiencing any type of racism or anything like that? Or?
That's when it starts to click to me.
Oh.
But what's so funny is ignorance is bliss. I believe that I'm white, wholeheartedly. I believe this.
Okay.
Because all I see is mom and dad. So when I'm playing sports, my friends would ask me, it's innocent. These friends really love me, so they wasn't being disrespectful.
Okay.
They're just being who kids are.
This
no
is
filter.
interesting.
Yeah, there's no filter. So
Okay.
you're playing sports, you're playing basketball, you might be balling or whatever, and your family comes to the game. And my friends would be like, "Hey Trey, yeah, like show us your family. Who's your mom and dad?" At the time, just to keep the story, to make it make sense, remember we went up north because they split.
Okay.
So my mom's no longer around, the biological.
Okay.
He ends up getting in a relationship with another woman.
Okay.
So
now, what about the other 2 siblings? Or do they come with you all, or do they?
They
stay with
came
them?
with me and him.
Okay.
So the mom goes, she's struggling with her issues, and this man took responsibility for all 3 of us at that point. So it's me and the 2 youngest siblings and him. And so when we're up north at the time, he starts seeing another woman, also a white woman, Caucasian.
Okay.
So we're at the sporting events. All my friends be like, "Yo, Trey, you want to spend the night? Where's your parents? Blah, blah, blah." Parents are meeting parents. I'd be like, yeah, I'll show you right there. There go my people right there. Oh, okay, cool. So that's your mom and dad? Now I can genuinely say, no, that's my stepmom. That's my real dad,
Okay.
to my knowledge, and that's my stepmom. Never failed. They'd always go, "Oh, so your mom's black." Yeah. They're like, "Oh, so your mom's black." And I'd be like, "What? What are you talking about?" They're like, "Yeah, so your mom's black, right?" I'm like, "Why would you ask me that? What are you talking about? What, my mom's black? What do you mean by that?" "Well, you look like that, and that's your dad, and you said that's your stepmom, so your mom's got to be black, right? Like, what's going on?" And I'm so innocent, man. I don't even know. I'm like, "No, my mom's she white too, so everything's good. Like, what are you talking about?" So getting cooked, man. Them dudes wasn't going for it, and then kids start talking smack like, "Oh, you need to check on the milkman." Like,
Oh wow.
yeah, you
Okay.
need to check.
Throwing
that.
jokes and
Yeah,
jabs.
they throwing jokes and jabs for real.
Okay.
So like when you're 7 and you have your questions, you're a kid. You don't even know about like intimacy. You don't really know. But when you become 10 and 11, you kind of understand like, oh, people do have sex. Oh, people can cheat. Oh, sex is a thing. Genes and DNA is a thing. So now when I'm hearing kids say like, nah, buddy, you're brown, and you understand like what sex is, you start looking in the mirror like, hold on. Nah. Like, no way. Not me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No way. So you start to try and put it together, man, and they were ruthless but loving. They were my friends. They just being kids, no filter. And so I heard that growing up the whole time, like, yo, Trey, my man, from middle school to high school, they're relentless. Like, there's no way that both of your parents are white. There's just no way.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm gonna touch back on that. So real quick, so you mentioned that your mom wasn't well off. So if you don't mind, like, touch bases on like what was the separation? Do you know what it was about? Do you know like what her disposition was? Like what exactly transpired, and at what age did you realize, okay, this was, you know, a deal breaker, and which made, you know, the father per se want to
split ways.
Yeah, exactly.
And depart. So her struggles were definitely unfaithful, for sure. You know, they were young, and because out the gate, I think she was like 16 when she was pregnant with me, and I'm born, she's 17, so they're young. But at the end of the day, unfaithful is unfaithful. So definitely had their issues there. But when things started progressing with me when I'm about like 7 or 8, much like how you were explaining to me with your mom, she had her stumbles with substances too. Yeah. And when you're doing that and you have already a tough dynamic in a relationship and now there's substances, it gets a little too much to handle. So.
And he didn't have any of that. Like he didn't have any type of.
Nah, this dude didn't drink. This man don't smoke. No pills. He was straight clean to it, you know?
Okay.
So, which would probably make sense as to why he had to go, because if both parties are dabbling in that, you know, certain type of connections can make the love stay together, but they weren't on different pages. So, yeah, she had her struggles. So that was one reason why, you know, you had the infidelity. She was dealing with her things, and I just think he kind of just got to the point where he's like, it's not gonna work for me. Okay. And then let's just be honest, we don't know the emotions that was on his heart looking at me every day. It's one thing if you cheat on somebody and you don't gotta see the man, you don't gotta see a kid, you can kind of separate from that.
Yeah, there's remnants.
Yeah.
So it's.
But he's gotta wake up every morning and see me run in the room looking like this, saying, "Dad, good morning."
Right, and the wound's not healing.
And the wound can't heal.
Right.
So every day he's like, man, that's stupid. Man. She done cheated on me. Cause he looking at me eat breakfast and he mad at her because I'm a reminder that he got cheated on. So his heart was probably heavy, honestly. He probably just had to go. It's too much on his mind, I would imagine.
Okay. So what was it like, can you say, now, was there ever a time that you remember of growing up with two siblings in the household? And what was that like, if so, if you can remember that? Like, was it
two siblings?
Like the mom and dad, no, not siblings, sorry, with the mother, two parents, yeah, with the mother and father.
No, yeah, you know, it's funny because it was short-lived, but I still remember though. Like, I remember my mom very well. I didn't grow up with my mom at all. Like, once like 8 and 9 when they split, I didn't see her again until I was 18. And in between that time, we didn't even talk. There's no phone calls, no visits. It was just like, boom. She was handling her stuff, and we're just, you know, outgrew each other, so we didn't talk. But I still vividly remember her very well. I remember being in the living room, hanging out, and she's really intelligent, so she was into school, nursing, doctor stuff, and she used to always be on the couch doing two things, watching Grey's Anatomy and reading her educational stuff, her little books with the bodies and the veins, and studying for her courses and stuff. Okay. So I remember just like, you know, jumping on the couch, sitting beside her, like, hey, what you reading? Oh, what you watching? And I'd be snuggled up beside my mom, just chilling. Okay. And I remember, you know, when you're in the house, I might get a yell, Trey, come to the bathroom, bring me a towel. And I remember going in there, you know, I see her like, she getting dressed, I bring her a towel. I remember these things. I remember certain foods she used to cook. She used to cook like the best French toast. Okay. It was incredible. And she made this, the grilled chicken salad. Okay. But she put the buffalo sauce on the chicken with the salad. That was my jam as a kid. Okay. So I do actually remember her very well. I remember getting whooped. I remember all these things, you know. So yeah, because 7, that's enough. She didn't leave when I was like 3. I actually remember it. She was there, so yeah.
So now, The other parent, the woman, that the guy got with. Now, do you guys have a relationship? Like, what was that like? Was she kind of standoffish when you were a child? Like the fact that he's bringing. Now, did you ever hear? Did she know that you were not his biological son? Did she know that, or did he carry into that relationship like leading her on that, oh, this is my son and you're gonna have to take him with me? It's a package deal type deal, or did you ever hear her like say things, derogatory things to him when they get into arguments? Because I'm sure they used to argue too, right?
Right. Yeah, that's a great question, man. I really like that question. That's good. So I kind of gotta align everything though. So you're asking me, did they used to fight, and did he tell her like, hey, this is not my son?
Well, before, because he's going into a relationship, right?
And he's got to communicate.
He's got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Now, does that sometimes you have to be really careful about the information that you share going into a relationship with people, whether it's friends, family, whatever, because sometimes people use things against you to hurt you, right? In the heat of an argument, right? And a lot of times we're not cognizant of that. So I was just wondering if he told her, or he didn't tell her, or if he did tell her, did you ever hear her bring that up in their spats? Because that has to touch you,
because
if you hear,
I'm catching strays. That ain't even your son, you dirty brat.
Right,
feeling weird. So I give her respect in that, and I say honestly, she never said on open floors nothing foul about me not being his son. Never one time.
She never called you out your name?
Never called me out my name. Never.
Like the N-word?
Never called me the N-word.
Okay. Now, did you hear that growing up at all?
Oh, yes, sir. The N-word. Oh, and remember when I told you I said ignorance is bliss? Okay. So the N-word started hitting me in high school. It was so crazy. It's like, them boys, like I said, it's yeehaw. Like where I was staying, it's yeehaw for real. So you got the rebel flags, the boots, wearing shorts and
the Mickey
jeans.
Thompson.
The Mickey Thompson.
Okay.
Yeah. These boys got shotguns in their truck parking at the high school. They duck hunting in the driveway. Like, it's crazy out there.
You got a mean shot though. Is that where you got it from?
You know, it's so crazy.
Was that like quail or something you was doing?
No, we was doing like the
disc.
I don't even know what it's called. It's slipping my mind. But yeah, the disc.
You got a mean shot.
I appreciate that.
I was telling Aiden that because he's got a pretty nice shot too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think you were shooting like a rifle. He was shooting like an AR or something.
Oh, that's nice too. That's pretty sharp. Yeah, and but I actually didn't really do the guns thing. That was a one-off. It was here and there, because it's country. Like, so you're gonna catch a stray. You're gonna go fishing. You're gonna shoot a little bit. But yeah, the shot. I appreciate that compliment. But yeah, when we was out there, you just have fun with it. Boom,
okay.
Boom. And let's just go ahead and pop it a little bit. Like, we're pretty good at everything we do. If you give us enough time, we're gonna pick up pretty quick. So it's the genes. But so you talking about did I hear the N-word and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, viciously. And that's why I said ignorance is bliss, because I remember walking through those hallways and there'd be like these big, bulky country dudes behind you, and they'd be like, oh, we're gonna see you tonight at the rally, little beep. They call me the N-word. We're gonna see you tonight. We're gonna hang you like we hung your granddaddy.
Oh wow.
So
that's tough.
Super tough. And it ain't no one-off. This shit, it was like Monday through Friday. You catching strays for no reason.
Oh wow.
I will say this though. I know it sounds harsh, right? But I was never in a threatening situation, because it was weird in that town. Like, if you was good at sports and you were like cool to hang out with, you was considered like a good one.
Okay.
So they would say these things to pick at me, but truly I knew they were picking at me more so than I never felt like they was gonna jump me or get me.
Okay.
It wasn't threatening like that, but it was all day, every day.
Did you ever have any guy friends or people that was like, I got your back or anything like, yo, why are you doing that? Leave him alone. Like say one of your white friends or anything like that?
Yeah. Truthfully, no, because they thought it's funny. Because there's not enough black people around to punch people in the face and let them know that that's wrong. Okay. So they think it's funny, you know what I'm saying? They don't really understand how bad it is. But like I said, it was never threatening. So I never, if it would have been like, yo, Trey's in trouble, yo, the whole school would have fled with me, because everybody rocked with me in a very wholesome way.
Okay.
Teachers, because like I said, I'm in the sports community. Teachers, all my teammates, they would have never let somebody try to do something like that to me, because I was very loved and admired. So they didn't necessarily come to bat because they knew I wasn't being threatened. And also everybody kind of just seems it's funny to them when they say it. So yeah, I would hear that. But like I said, ignorance is bliss. And truly, I would laugh it off. I wouldn't be offended, because I'm still thinking like, I'm white.
Right, why are you talking to me this way?
Yeah, it's like, leave me alone. Right. like, Straight up, like, yo, my mom and dad are white. Get away from me. Like, you got the wrong guy. Like, dude, I'm at the rally with y'all. Where's my hat? Like, give me my hat. Like, we're putting someone else on the cross, not me. Like, come on now. So that's more so how I was feeling, and that's how I was thinking. So
you were really like, you was white,
dude,
in your mind.
So convinced. Like, it's just. Look. Hey, I don't know if you watch.
Okay.
I don't know if you watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? There's this episode, Carlton Banks. He's on Uncle Phil's lap, and Uncle Phil's like sophisticated. He's a lawyer, and Carlton's like sick, sitting on his lap. And Uncle Phil's like, my baby boy, I'm so proud of you. You know what? When you grow up, I want you to grow up and be the first black president. And the boy is sitting there, and he's like, I'm black. And you know, that's basically how it was, man. So, yeah, but I heard it and I caught it. And it wasn't clicking because still at this time, to keep everybody on pace with the story, I still haven't got confirmation that there's a different dad.
Okay.
I still haven't been told that.
So this is going on. So real quick question. So despite all this that's going on, the gentleman who was acting as your father, was there ever times like, did he discipline you? Were you beat as a kid? Were you mistreated? Were there any things like that took place in your upbringing?
Yeah.
That could potentially that causes any issues.
Like some trauma.
Today.
Like that. So I will say that my trauma, the traumas that I might have as a kid didn't stem from abuse. He wasn't physically abusive. Okay. This man, and the reason why that is because I had to be really responsible at a young age. Mm-hmm. So I think he kind of looked at me as like a teammate more than anything. Like, I wasn't like a regular kid, and I'll explain the dynamic. So growing up, he worked third shift. And the thing about working third shift is that is like at nighttime when everybody's asleep. So you go from 10 p.m. to maybe 7 a.m. So he's gone, and you got to remember when they got a divorce, mm-hmm. when we move up north, it's just me, him, and then the other two kids. Oh. There's no other woman around, and you don't have the finances to pay for a babysitter. So even at like 10 years old, 11 years old, he's sitting me down like, hey, Trey, you're the guy. Like, I really need you to step up to the plate, be a man, lock the door, make sure that, you know, these dudes got food, make sure that, you know, keep your, and I already had a phone at a young age because I had to, because he got to call me if I got an emergency. So because we had that type of dynamic, he wasn't really. So
you were responsible.
Very. Okay. They didn't have a choice by default. Like, got to dress these guys, get them. So when he comes home from work, hey, can you have the kids ready so I can take them to school? You catch the bus and things like that. So make sure they brush their teeth, make sure they got their clothes, make sure they ate dinner because he's got to sleep. He's got to go to sleep.
Get ready,
so,
yeah.
He's sleeping in the daytime. So.
While you're at school and all that stuff. So did you ever catch like did you know if there was any appreciation, or did you feel appreciated, or did you feel like you was like drained? Mm-hmm. Like you didn't really get a sense of childhood because you have to grow up fast and take care of like children and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when you're in it, when you're in the throes of it, you don't know no better. Okay. Once again, ignorance is bliss. You think it's normal until you start going to your other friends' houses. And these dudes ain't got no responsibilities. You like, what's going on with y'all? Like, they ain't nobody asking them to do nothing. They ain't watching. They got siblings, but mom's taking care of them, or dad is. So, you know, at this age now, absolutely. There's many ways where I can look back and say, so burnt out. And there's so many ways I can look back and say, like, because we had tension growing up, and that stems from your question. You're like, did he whoop me? He whooped me one time. 2 times, and I'll tell the story. So one time, I'm probably like 7 years old, and this was necessary, so I definitely deserved this one. Okay. But I was a quick learner. I definitely don't want that problem no more. So I didn't clean my room, and my mom come in the room. She's like, Trey, clean your room, blah, blah, blah. And I guess I was just talking crazy, and I'm like, no. Mind you, he sleep because he got to sleep in the daytime to go to work at third shift.
Now, this is the stepmom or the real?
No, that's the real mom. So they were a little younger. Yeah, this is younger.
Okay.
I'm just like, you know, feeling it.
Right.
Man, I remember being like, no. My mom being like, you're not going to clean your room, blah, blah. Man, all I seen him was come through the thing, turn the corner on me hot. Blah, 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 blah. Just folding me up, spanking me, you know. And that was necessary, though.
It's needed.
That was appropriate.
That needs to happen today's time.
Absolutely.
Because these kids are ruthless.
Yeah, you got to bust them up.
Yeah.
I definitely co-sign that. So, yeah, he busted me up that one time. And then one time, a little older, me and my friend, we was wrestling and playing around. I don't know, man, what got into me. I bit the man.
What? Mike Tyson?
I Mike Tyson him. Yeah.
On his cheek?
Yeah,
Or
right
where?
on his ear.
Oh.
No, I think I bit his shoulder or something.
What?
Yeah, we was rolling around, I bit him. And Mike Tyson style. And yo, man, he came in there, he busted me up, like, you know, because that's crazy. What are you biting folks for? But I was a kid, so he busted me up for that. So all of those they're appropriate. Now you're saying, what were you asking?
Well, no, we could.
Oh, the tension.
Yeah, the tension. Yeah.
And you're saying like the appreciation. So no, he didn't spank me, but as getting older, or just when it was necessary. Older, our tension and the problems I have with this gentleman that we're still trying to heal from to this day was the load of responsibilities. The load was crazy. And when I think about it for real, it was like, there's no reason, and you know, the cards that you're dealt is what you're dealt with, but there's no reason for a 12-year-old to be in a position where you're literally like parenting other young kids. I haven't done my studies and my research, but I would imagine what happens to you chemically to be a kid, but have to not be a kid and start doing that at a young age. That's like robbing you from a lot of things,
Yeah.
you know? So the tension was, it's not just when you're 12 and you're doing it, you don't complain. But when you're 16 and you're ripping and running, you got girlfriends, you got friends want to go to the movies.
Oh, you can't do anything.
No bullshit. Like my friends used to come to I live in these apartments, right? Pool right across the street.
Okay.
When I say right across the street, like you throw a football to it.
Okay.
20 yards. In the summertime, I'm 16. It's time to go. I'm trying to get your license. You think, you know, you're trying to do it all. Man, you could ask any of my friends. They used to come to the house, doom, doom, doom. Open the door.
What's up, daddy?
Straight up. Yeah.
You got daddy duty.
I got daddy duty. And I used to tell them, like, yo, y'all come kick it with me for a minute. I got the kids. I'm not playing. I got 3.
Now there's another one.
There's another one because he had the kid with that lady.
Oh,
that's
wow.
later. So the animosity between me and him was not the physical stuff. He never mistreated me there. It was me being 16, 17, and no bullshit, I'm feeding and burping and changing diapers. And my boys are like, Trey, come to the pool. And I open the door like, yo, I can't. I got to watch the baby. And when you're young, oh, it's so annoying. You know, you get frustrated because you're like, hey, Dad, can I go to the movies on the weekend? And now you got to think, too. Like, you just got to give him his respect. I understand you're an adult. You've been working all week. This is your time to take your girl out. But don't forget, though, you got 3 kids. Someone got to watch them. You don't got a babysitter, so Trey got to take the back seat. And he got to watch the kids. But now it's my weekend, you know? So now we're like,
wow,
we're tug-of-warring over these babies.
And they're not yours.
They're not my babies. So why are you making me raise these babies? And that was the animosity. It's like, and I will say this too.
But it was, not to cut you off, but it was good to some degree because that's why you're so good with the kids now. Like we'll get into that though, but your dynamics, you have this skill for the youth, which is like unmatched, right? And that might have geared you up for that, but we'll get into that later. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, no, we'll definitely touch on that. And you're not lying about that. It's a blessing. It's a gift. I'm appreciative because you can see where trauma developed you. You touched on it in episode 1. You were like, you know, when you have trauma, people want to trip, but you know, you take the sugar cube and you let it dilute and mix it into something beautiful. Mm-hmm. And so that trauma was rough in the moment, but I could see in 100 ways why that was worth it. I already know I'm going to be top-notch dad. I already know that, man, anybody's kids could run in this room. Give me 10 minutes with them. I got them. You know what I mean? They're going to look up to me. They're going to think I'm cool. We chilling. And I know how to communicate with them and handle them. So blessing nonetheless. But, you know, that was the animosity because at first, right, when we first started doing it, and I remember he sat me down. This that first grown man conversation. Hey, buddy, listen. It's just me and you now. It's me, you, and your little siblings. Your mom's not here. I need you to, boom, take care of this, take care of that. This is what it is.
He'd give you a rundown.
Yeah. But the thing about that is when we first started doing it, there was rewards. He would show me respect, and he would take me to go get a Chick-fil-A biscuit, or on the weekend on Saturday, he'd come home from work and have breakfast. And, you know, the way that we grew up, that's a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just getting Pizza Hut, you know, or some McDonald's was a big thing. Like,
Straight up.
Yeah, you're like,
like
woo.
You up.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good time. So
Now these kids nowadays, they think that's every day.
they think that's regular.
every day.
That's
Yeah.
definitely regular, man. Chick-fil-A, that's a big deal. And breakfast,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, big deal. So he would show me that reward though. So when I was first doing it, I was like,
You get
yo,
the pancakes from McDonald's.
yeah, the hot cakes. I would tell him like, like, yo, Dad, I got you. We locked in. Like, you my boy. I'm gonna hold this down. We good. Just keep bringing me my Chick-fil-A. Yo, I got you. So that was out the gate, man. But life does what it does. Maybe finances do what it do, and then you have moments where there's no more appreciation. Now it becomes regular, and now it becomes less of a thank you and more so of a you're numb to it now. You just expect Trey to do these things, but I'm getting older and I'm getting wiser, and I'm understanding that this is not my burden to tote. And not only that, buddy, not only is it not my burden to tote, you ain't letting me go to the movies, dog. You and your
So you're like slaved.
straight up, no, straight up, and that's why there was animosity. Like that's why I felt the way.
So real quick, so were there any like hurdles or any obstacles that you had to get over, like knowing the fact that these people are not your body? Okay, so during this time, I guess, did you know that he wasn't your biological father yet? Or are you still thinking that he's your biological father? So, and are you starting to feel animosity? Like, hey, I don't look like these people. Did that play a part? Or was it just strictly, he's like making me be the dad and I'm not the dad? Like, what was the, I guess, the mental anguish out per se that you might have been going through that might have shifted your mood?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. So at first, like I said, so just to keep it on track, 7 years old, we're here, right? Mom and dad. Around 8 and 9, we move about 40 minutes out of town. 8 and 9, she leaves. Now it's just me and him. And I tell you, like, people start saying things and you're feeling things. Now I say, like, from 10 to 11, I'm telling him what my friends are saying. Mind you, from 7 to 10 to 11, I'm still convinced.
Okay.
I'm white.
Okay.
These are my mom, this is my dad. Everybody's good. You can't tell me nothing. But now that I'm getting older, I'm like coming home like, yo, Dad, let me tell you about my day, man.
Okay.
These dudes said I'm black. Like, what's going on?
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like going through the kitchen making a sandwich. Could you believe that? Like, they said I'm black, man. This shit is crazy, right? And so like, man, why they keep saying that, man? Making my sandwich crazy. I'm not even thinking, and I'm sure he's watching me like, damn, it's probably time, because he's looking crazy right now. So at the time, no, I don't know, so there's no animosity, but I guess I'll just tell you how that played out. So I remember one incident specifically. I've been telling him now, probably for going on 2 years, I'm telling him all the things. Like, my coaches think I'm black, my friends think I'm black. They think I'm not white. Like, I have to keep expressing this to him all the time. And
What age do you think?
This is 12 years old.
Okay.
So,
now, are you playing sports? Are you excelling in anything? Or
I'm playing sports.
Is there any like athleticism attributes that
that's
might
why
stand out?
Crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm making say. Only when I'm playing sports. Like, my coaches would crack jokes. Like, they used to call me Hines Ward, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's Hines Ward is his daddy. That's why he looked like that. He just think his daddy's white." And they would say stuff like this. So it'd be football, basketball. They'd be like, "Yo, Trey, you can't be moving like that and playing like this. Like, obviously you're not white, So they would make these jokes, and it would make me think. So 12 years old, the main thing that set him off, which I'll never forget, is I came home one day. I was in history class. And my friends, like I said, they used to joke on me. It was all love, though. Like, all my friends love me. But I'm in history class, and one of our teachers, real cool dude, he was like, he was gone for a week, so we had some bum substitute. So we were super happy. When he came back, we were like, yo, okay, cool, you back. He's like, yeah, guys, I just got back in town from Ethiopia. And if you remember, that town was super yeehaw. Like, there's nobody of any complexion, like, straight up. He's like, yo, I just got back in town from Ethiopia. I'm in middle school, so I'm probably like 12, 13. And he's like, the trip was amazing. And everybody's like, how's the food? What were the people like? He's like, yo, there's poverty, there's this and that. And he was like, oh, something real cool, though. Everybody was real beautiful. Like, everybody's skin was tan. And matter of fact, they kind of look like Trey.
Yeah, Eritrean.
yeah. They kind of look like Trey. They had the tan skin. They had the slanted eyes, the nose. Like, they look like Trey out there. And one of my friends, her name's Alexis, man. She's a comedian for real. She was like, oh, nah. Trey's white. And she said it to tease me because she knows that's bull. Like,
right.
But I don't know. And my teacher, he was like, what are you talking about, Alexis? Like, what you mean Trey's white? Tell him, Trey. Tell him who your daddy and your mom is. And I'm like, I'm white. Like, all my people white. And he's like, He's like, okay. He's like, I got a question for you, Trey. So like your mom, your dad, like everybody, like, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, so I'm breaking it down. So I'm like, yeah, like everything is cool, straight up. Like there's no complexion, there's no nothing. Like that's what it is. And he's like, do me a favor. I want to meet your dad. He's like, let me see your dad. I'm just curious. I want to see your dad. So this is when I knew something had struck a nerve.
Uh-oh.
I go home that day, right?
Okay.
Telling my dad about my day. Hey, what's up, man? Put my book back down. Man, he ain't gonna believe this, man. My history teacher, he was like, he came back from Ethiopia, and he said, I look like the people from Ethiopia. And another day, Dad, I gotta tell these people, I'm white. like, what are you talking about? And he, man, for the first time ever, when I used to tell him the jokes about my friends and stuff like that, he would never really react. He wouldn't say nothing.
Okay.
Like, man, just ignore that, brush that off. He wouldn't say nothing. Mm. But this day, he was like, and I was like, yo, he actually, my teacher wants to meet you. And he just snapped. He's like, man, tell your teacher, F this, F that, don't worry about who your people are, blah, blah, blah. If he want to see me, man, tell him forget him. We ain't explaining nothing to nobody. Don't let your teacher be talking to you like that, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Instantly, I could feel it in my soul, in my spirit. I was like, I'm gonna go upstairs. And when I'm upstairs, I'm just like pondering on thinking, I'm like, that's a different reaction. You upset, but what are you mad about? And mind you, I'm at the age now where I've been trying to put my studies together, but now I'm seeing your emotional shift, and I'm like, something was off with that reaction, but I don't say nothing. I don't think nothing about it. And literally probably like 2 weeks later, at the time I'm playing AAU basketball, and it's like 2 weeks later, it wasn't long after that, he calls me. Rule number one growing up, you probably suffered the same thing. Ain't no calling out of school.
Oh, no.
There's no off days.
No off days. Not even practice.
Nah.
I used to get grounded if I miss practice. Straight up.
You get in trouble.
You have to be accountable. You have to be a leader. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And your teammates, I was taught, my teammates are depending on me.
Absolutely.
So I have to be reliable.
Yeah, so, you have that. And then it's like, even if you're sick, you got to go to school, champ. We'll see you when you, just make it through the day. But he called me this one day, and he was like, hey, buddy. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, I'm going to come pick you up today early from school, around like 12 o'clock. What's up? I got a dentist appointment, a doctor's appointment. What's going on? Nah, man, we just going to go get something to eat. It's cool. Don't worry about it. We're just going to hang out. I'm freaking out. I'm thinking I'm in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, this ain't normal. Like, so I'm asking, I'm like, what did my teacher call you? Like, I don't want you to pick me up with a belt. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get in this car. You got the belt. Like, just tell me now. Did somebody say something? Like, don't put this pressure on me. Nah, buddy, we just going to go grab something to eat before practice, and we're just going to hang out. And I'm like, are you sure? Nobody called you. Nobody said nothing. He's like, yo, man, chill. I'm going to come pick you up at 12, okay? All righty. So I'm chilling in school, whatever. They come over the intercom. Can you please send Trey Cribb to the office? His dad's here to pick him up. All right, cool. See all y'all later. Boom, boom. And I never get off school early, so I'm having a good day. And we get in the car. I'm still a little nervous because I really think I'm in trouble. I don't know.
Right.
And he's like, where you want to go to eat? I'm like, I don't know, like McDonald's or something. He's like, nah, man, let's go sit down and have what you want to eat? You want to go to the taco spot? So we had this Mexican restaurant not far from us, and it's like every Wednesday and Tuesday, it's like 50-cent tacos.
So you've always liked Mexican food?
Always. Okay. To this day. I eat it every day. The queso.
The queso.
Got to. So he's like, let's go grab some tacos. I'm like, okay, cool. So we're in the taco spot, and we're chilling. I order my tacos. He's like, so how was your day today? I'm like, everything's cool. And I'm having a blast. I'm just eating my cheese. I'm thinking everything's good. I'm like, it's a good day. And he's like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, I just want to come out here and spend some time with you and just hang out a little bit. So I started asking him again. I'm like, so is anything wrong? Like, am I in trouble? Did anything happen? Like, everything. He's like, no, man, everything's good. Just enjoy your food, man. I just want to tell you I love you and spend some time with you.
Is this at the Norm?
this is not the norm.
Okay.
So I'm still asking him, like, are you sure everything's okay? Are you sure, like, we're good? And he's laughing. He's getting a joke out of it. He's like, man, I'm telling you, like, enjoy your food. Everything's good. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I just started talking about whatever, sports. Did you watch the game last night? You see LeBron, whatever, chopping it up. And he's going back and forth with me, talking about it. And then this is when it happens. And everything shifts. And he's like, real quick, Trey, if you don't mind, I want to talk to you about something. I'm saying, at the oldest, I'm 13. Because I'm playing AAU at the time, so I'm in middle school still.
Okay.
So I'm 13 years old. He's like, I want to talk to you about something right quick. And I'm like, here it is. Like, I knew something ain't right. So I'm like, okay, go ahead, talk to me. And he's just like, he gets stressed. So he's like, puts his head down. And I'm like, what's up? What's wrong? He's like, boom, man, start crying. Oh. Like, you got tears rolling. I guess maybe kind of being nervous a little bit. I'm trying to crack a joke. I'm laughing. I'm like, what's wrong? Like, why? Like, what you crying for? Like, what you doing? And he's like, nah, Trey, for real, this is serious, man. So I'm like, Dad, what's going on? Like, why are you crying? He's like, just give me a minute. I'm like, okay. He's like, this is a serious moment. I have to tell you something, so please, like, just try to be serious with me for a minute. Because like I said, I was probably a little nervous, so I'm just cracking jokes. And he's like, just try to hear me. I'm like, okay, cool, go ahead. He's like, I don't know how to say this, Trey. I don't really know how to tell you this. So I'm like, okay, like, just say it. And he's like, I'm not your biological father.
Oh, wow.
Hit it to me raw, like that. And
how, you're like 13?
I'm 13.
Okay.
And it's so crazy because I've never heard the term biological father in my life. I don't know what that means, not at that age. But when he said it, I knew what it meant. You know what I mean? Because it's been like in the back of your mind lingering. Basically, what I heard was, I'm not your father.
Okay.
That's all I heard.
Now, is this confirmation of what you might know or think, or this is just like remnants from the past, everybody's saying little snippets?
This is just people always throwing their little jabs in there.
Okay.
He's like, I'm not your father. I'm not your biological father. And man, I feel like I got hit by a truck.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I was about to pass out. And you ever seen those movies like when the room starts spinning and zooms in on your face? That's how I felt. And I'm just like looking at him like, no.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. So I'm like, what does that mean? Like, so you're not my dad? And he's like, no, I'm your dad. I'm still your dad, but I'm not your blood father, Like, I'm always be your dad. I'm your dad, but I'm not your blood dad. Like, you have a different dad. And I'm like, I'm hurt, man. I'm in shambles. I'm not crying yet. I'm more so in shock. I probably look like a ghost. You know what I mean? I'm more so like, this can't be true. And he's like, yeah, I'm not your dad. He said, but I love you. But you're of that age. I needed to tell you that. He said, if you have any questions, just let me know, and let me know what it is. And so I'm sitting there, man. I'm just like, okay, so if you're not my dad, who is my dad? He's like, I know him. I know your dad. I know your dad. I know where he stays. If you want to go see him, I'll take you to see him. So something to keep in mind is, like, you remember I was telling you how I grew up very responsible. A lot of responsibilities on my own, so very independent, very, like, in a way, standoffish. Like, I kind of think I run things, even though I'm so young, because of the responsibilities. So I asked him the question. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, does he know about me? Does he actually know about me? And he's like, yeah, he knows about you. So I'm like, so you telling me he left me? That's what he's telling me. So he knows about me, and he chose not to be here. And at the time, my mom is gone too. So I associate him with her. I'm like, so you're telling me he knows about me? He's gone, just like my mom's gone. And both of them know about me, and they both chose to leave. That's what you're saying. He's like, yeah. So now I start crying. Now I'm hurt.
At the mention.
Yeah, I'm at the table crying now. I'm a little hurt. And he's like, yeah, he knows about you. He's like, but it's okay though, I love you, I'm here for you. And if you want to see him, like I said, I'll take you to see him. Me being who I was, I'm like, I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see her. I don't want to see him. I'm good, straight up. If he walked out and she walked out, I don't want to see nothing. So it's fine, we gave each other a hug, all jacked up. I'm crying, he's crying. We at the Mexican spot, and it's all bad. So from there, that same day, right, I had basketball practice a couple hours later. He probably took me to lunch around 12. I got practice at 6.
Okay.
Emotionally, I'm jacked up. And mentally, I'm jacked up because I'm trying to put all the pieces together. Wait, so you're telling me it's true? Now I'm asking him. I asked him, I said, so what's up? Like, why am I brown? Is this man Mexican? Is he black? Like, what's going on? And he laughed. He's like, because they used to crack jokes. I caught it from all, sometimes they call me Juan. Sometimes they, sometimes they call me the N-word. So I'm just trying to figure myself out. Like, I don't know. I'm catching all the racial slurs. So I'm like, so what's up with this man? Like, what is he? And he's laughing. He's like, no, man, you're black. Like, your dad's black. He's like, you're not Mexican. You're none of that. Like, your dad's black. So, and I'm like, I still can't wrap my head around this shit. I'm like, okay, cool, but thanks for the confirmation. So now I can kind of get a feel. But anyway, so I had practice that night, right?
So real quick, before that, so how did you feel knowing that, well, you were being told that your father left you? Like, how did that?
I was angry. I was upset.
Okay.
Because it wasn't just my father that left at the time. I also have a association with my mom who left too.
Okay.
So I'm already mad at her for leaving, and I already have this emotional feeling towards her. So when they tell me that he left too, I'm on my tough guy stuff. I'm like,
Okay.
forget everybody. You know what I'm saying? Forget
Right.
both of them. I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay.
So,
So you going to practice?
yeah, we're going to practice, and I'm at practice, and we're running our little 10 laps. Man, I'm not talking to my friends. I'm just over here. I'm in shock still. I have no words for nobody. I'm just trying to figure this out. And then I got to tell my guys, hey, guys, y'all were right the whole time.
No.
Breaking news.
Uh-oh.
We got to huddle up. Y'all boys was right. And so I'm just trying to more so figure out, like,
So you haven't said nothing to anyone?
I didn't tell nobody yet.
Okay.
And so it's time to start running the plays on the point guard. Coach is like, Cribb, like, run the play, run one. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, one. Let's just say one, you're supposed to go left. I go right. Boom. Coach is like, beep, beep, beep. From the top, Cribb, run one. Okay, cool. Mind you, I've been on the plays. One. I go right again. He's like, you know, he's talking how coaches talk. Son, what's wrong with you? He's like, what's going on with you? Is there something that you're dealing with? You good? I'm like, no, I'm good. He's like, okay, cool. From the top, run one. So I'm like, all right, cool. Man, I run one to the wrong side again.
Oh, wow.
He just snaps, how you should as a coach. Cribb, get your head out of your ass. Take off, give me 10 laps. So I'm like, man, fuck. I started jogging. And on the basketball court, up against the wall underneath the goal, just in case you fall and slide, there's pads.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I'm running, and as soon as I get to the other side where the pad's at, I just start bawling, crying. Man, I don't ever cry. Not for a coach yelling at you.
Right.
I've been doing this my whole life. That don't make me cry. So I just start bawling. I got my head on the mat, and I'm just letting it go, man. Like,
loud.
I can't even breathe. Ooh, like all of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and my coach, he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He already knows something ain't right.
Right.
Cribb. He runs over there, yo, buddy, rubbing my back. Yo, what's wrong? And I can't even talk, man.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
just hurt.
Wow.
And I'm just crying. And that day, I think my dad knew that I was probably going to have some problems. So he never used to come to these practices, and he was there. And when he seen me start crying, he went down there with the coach.
Oh, so he stayed?
He stayed. I think he
Okay.
knew that I might have a hard day.
Okay.
So he ran down there with the coach, and he's like, hey, look, we just had some family problems today. It's all good, just family stuff. It's a little heavy on his heart. So I'm going to take him home. We'll let him get some rest. And my coach is like, oh, buddy, man, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, like, do what you got to do. Take your time. I wish the best for you and your family. So that transition right there, that's when I just now came to the realization of, like, you're not my dad. So you asked me, you said, with raising these kids and all these things, is there any animosity of, like, not only are you making me raise these kids that ain't even connected to me, now I'm doing this for, you ain't even my dad, dog. Like, you done lied to me. You done, like, what's going on?
Now, a couple things. So how do you feel about the fact that you've been strung along this time, and this gentleman, like you said, is making you raise these kids, come to find out he's not your biological father, and you've been strung along this time, and he hasn't been transparent with you? How does that make you feel? And just like, you know, what were you going through at that time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so at first, it was just all emotional. It's just emotional. I just have my emotions, that my feelings are hurt, and I'm more so trying to figure out the fact of, is this going to be a situation where, like, is it just going to be emotional? I don't know. So now I'm getting brave and I'm telling my friends. Now I'm getting the courage to talk to them like, yo, guys, listen, man. They pulled me to the side and they told me that y'all boys was right. Like, you know what I mean? So,
oh, wow.
And then my friends are like, you know, friends are friends, so they're just grilling me. They're like, we told you. We been told you.
They're having a party.
They're killing me in class. They're like, yeah, we been.
And what about the girl? What's her name? Lisa?
Alexis. Yeah, still cooking me. Yeah,
Okay.
like, just clowning me to this day. Like, you didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So,
now, are you mad? Are you mad at the guy?
Yeah. So the anger at first, not at first. At first, I'm not mad, because at first you have to remember, he told me that you left me. You know,
Okay.
that my father left me. So I'm not necessarily mad.
Did you have any questions about that, or he just said?
I love that question, because this is something that I think people need to shine light on in households. Something that now that I'm older, that I despise about my upbringing and I try to be better about is, my family didn't communicate about hard things. It would be spoke on once and you never addressed it again. No one checked on nobody. Nobody revisited it. There's no communication. So now that I'm older,
Like the adverse effect or something.
you didn't even check. Like,
Okay.
dog,
How are you coping
okay?
right now? Right.
Yeah,
Okay. I
like,
see. It just boom. And okay, you'll be all right.
you be all right.
I gotcha.
Dude,
Wow.
I'm 13. Like, you just rocked my whole world. So, like, in the middle of it, you don't see it, but being older, you asked if somebody checked. No, man. It was one conversation, that conversation. It told me he loved me. Me and this man did not speak on that topic again until I was 18. So from 13 to 18, 5 years later, I didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. He didn't check on me. Hey, buddy, are you good?
Did he ever give you the dynamics? Like, did you ever ask, like, okay, so you said this guy left. Like, are you sure about this? Like, how do you know? Like, what do you mean? Because remember, he said, I can take you to him. Like, what do you mean that you could take me to him? Like, was it ever any premonition of saying, well, hold up, man. How do you know where this guy's at? And how is this even possible? Like, are you sure this happened? You know, because now you've been lied to. So how do you know at what point that, am I being bamboozled here? Or, am I just brought over here to be a slave, to be a child watcher? So.
Nah, yeah, that's a good point.
You was inducted.
So, I was abducted. Yeah, they got me. So, it was like, me being 13, like I said, I took a real strong stance on, I don't need him and I don't need her. Him being my father, her being my mother.
Okay.
I took a real bold headfirst dive into that emotion, and I meant it. I was like, and you're young, so you don't know no better, but I went 10 toes into, I don't need him, I don't need her. So guess what? When you ask me, do I want to see the guy? Hell no, I don't want to see the guy. You don't want to see me? Keep it pushing.
Okay.
And the unhealthy part about it is, no, I didn't ask. I didn't say, what you mean he's right up the street? But this is why I say I wish my family communicated better. Y'all didn't check on me. And something they didn't check on was, there is adverse effects. My brain, I didn't ask him to show me you, but I was looking for you in other people. So what I mean by that is, now when I'm playing sports, and a man of color I've been getting complimented my whole life when playing sports. So when I used to come off the court, it's normal for a random stranger to say, hey, number one, you played great today, man. Good job, young man. Like, whatever, that's normal. But psychologically now, if somebody of color says something, especially a man, hey, yo, number one, come here, yo, good job. Dog, there's so many times I thought that these people were my dad. Okay. I wouldn't tell nobody.
You were like, is that him?
I would question that though. Like, I was really curious. Like, I would be like, or even now I'm looking out in the crowd for you because he said you're close. He said he could show me you. Does he live in the town? I didn't ask. I was young. I didn't really have the stomach to ask. And then I kind of leaned more towards the anger, so I didn't want to know, even though I did, because obviously I'm looking for you. But now I'm looking in the crowd, and it's like, is that my dad? Is that not my dad? Who's that dude in the crowd complimenting my shoes? But these are things that I'm like, now that I'm older, you needed to double back, and you needed to probably check on the dude, make sure he was straight. Like, are you confused, young man? Are you lost? Like,
yeah, so that's good for individuals out there who is, partaking in this in these segments because to always revisit things that could be touchy, just that checkup, that's something really good because you never know what someone's going through, what type of trauma, what type of effect certain situations have, whether big or small, because what might be, detriment to you might not be to the next person and vice versa, you know what I mean? So you never know, that. So that's definitely a good pointer. So quick thing. So now here it is, you're 13, going into, y'all didn't speak about it until it didn't really come back up until you're about 18. So at what point did you decide to like swing back around and say like, it's so funny because we're going to get into this later, but like our lives are so parallel. It's unreal.
Mine and yours.
Yeah, it's unreal. But we'll get to that momentarily. But yeah, so what made you, since you kind of got that strong stand, like F this, I don't care, I don't want to know, it's just me and you, like whatever, and you're just pushing. You don't even care. So what was that moment where you said, you know what, let me swing back around and just, who is this guy? Who is my dad? Or to be more inquisitive, because it seemed like once you found out about it at the Mexican restaurant, you were over it. Mm-hmm. It's like, thanks for telling me, but you probably shouldn't have told me. I don't even really wanted to know. Like, you should have just kept that to yourself.
Right. Yeah. So now this is when the shift happens, and like I said earlier, we did not have issues about like I wasn't getting beat or nothing like that. I had no problems like that, but my responsibilities was an issue. So not only did you just now tell me, hey, I'm not your dad, and you got me emotionally confused up there, I still got these responsibilities I got to tote. But now I'm questioning everything. Now I used to be mad that it's just a Saturday and I can't see my friends, I got to watch the baby. Now I'm mad as hell that I got to watch the baby. I don't know my dad, I don't know my mom, like it's all over the place. So I'm just having bad days, like straight up. So
now, are you rebellious?
Yes, and this is how I got to, you're asking me like, when did I decide to reach out to you?
Yeah.
And reach out for the father? Mm-hmm. Is because I'm more rebellious than ever now. Now I'm bucking for real. Now it's like, Trey, don't go to the pool. That's always been the rule when you're watching the kids. But now I'm like talking to the next one in rank. Yo, this is how you make the bottle, blah, blah. I'm gonna run over to the pool right quick. I'll be back. Now I'm doing stuff and I'm bucking the system. But this is after the information.
Okay.
So now I'm taking a little bit.
Now, are you swinging into like 14, 15,
now
16?
I'm swinging about 14 and 15.
Okay.
And now like my friends are driving. I'm having folks come pick me up.
Okay.
I might just go 20 minutes up the road, go get a little McDonald's, and I come back. Okay. But that's a no-no, because I'm responsible for the babies.
Wow, yeah, it's a no-no.
Yeah, you can't do that. But now I'm bucking, man. I'm like, yo, forget this. Like, I'm taking my stance. So this is bad because now he's addressing me. And he's like, yo, Trey, what are you doing? You went to McDonald's? You just gonna leave the baby, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, yo, miss me with all that, man. I'm not trying. Now we're fighting. Like we're the family's falling out, man. The father and the son are butting heads. I'm 15, I'm upset now, and it's just more so like what used to be, hey, I got you. Now it's like, man, fine, I'm good. Like, I don't even know, like, handle it. Which is bad because me and him start now, we're truly feuding. So from 15, 16, 17, he could tell you himself, me and this man, within 3 years, there's no way we said more than 10 words to each other. I come home from school, I put my bags where I put my book bag, I go up to my room, I'm out, I'm good. Of course I'm handling my responsibilities, I'm still taking care of the kids, but we don't talk. Now I'm in high school, so I have
Was there ever a part of you that was like, man, I gotta figure this out, like this is not working, or are we just gonna keep, like, for the long haul, was you just gonna stick it in there for, like, what was your thing?
My thing was I gotta go. I gotta get up out of this house, straight up. I'm mad. I gotta get out of this house. I gotta get away from these.
Now, did you know you were mad, or was it just like you felt okay?
Yeah, okay. I definitely knew, like, because it was just getting worse and worse. Like every day, it's like, I'm saying. So you grow up to be respectful, and I was great at that, being a very respectful young man. Mm-hmm. But then it got to a point where you don't ever cuss in front of your parents, but now I'm cussing.
Uh-oh.
Now I'm saying
you're being disrespectful.
I'm being disrespectful, and that's not good, And that's when I knew, yo, the switch has flipped. Like, I'm not in a good space.
Now, did you know the source of the problem?
I didn't.
You didn't? Okay.
I didn't. I just thought I truly thought it's just my house situation, and I'm just mad.
Okay.
Now that I'm older, I get what was happening.
Okay.
Lost, confused, a little upset. But in the meantime, I'm just spazzing. So what happens is we start butting heads more and more and more. Can't go to the football game, Trey, I need you to be with the kids. I'm in the stands. Like, I'm not watching these kids. It ain't happening. So, and now me and him are beefing. You don't do that, I'm gonna ground you. You can't go nowhere. And it's like, man, F it all. Take the phone. I don't care. Like, we're fighting. So, and the story is so complex because don't forget, I have relatives that watch me grow up who's seen me.
Well, you think they're your relatives.
I think. They're just
These are
relatives
by default.
name.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But like,
his people.
but they're his people.
Okay.
But they've seen me as a young man grow up in a position. Every single person around me, the whole time that I'm over here not knowing my circumstances, everyone knew my circumstances.
So everybody knew that he wasn't the daddy and that you were like this whole thing. Like everybody knew.
Everybody
So
knew.
the joke's on you.
From my aunt to my uncle to my granddaddy, the grandmama, every extensive adult in my family all knew that that's not Trey's family.
Yeah, he's not related to us.
He's not related to us. So.
And they kept it quiet.
They kept it quiet, yeah.
Wow.
The whole time.
Okay.
And so.
Now, did they treat you any different or anything like that? Did you feel like, okay.
They did, but it was more so Hollywood status. It wasn't disrespectful. They weren't like, oh, he can't come in the house and blah, blah. It was more so like, superstar, come here, what's up? Because, they probably trying to make you feel good because they know, like, damn, this is messed up. Like, if anything, let's give him an encore love because he probably already feels weird being the only one that looks like this. So it was love. They treated me special in that sense. I had a lot of favor. Like, they really did take care of me. So now that we're butting heads, like I said, you got to remember everybody around me knew that this is not my circumstances. They knew. So when they start catching wind that, Trey and his dad are fighting, Trey's dad told him that blah, blah, blah.
Oh, so they know that?
Yeah.
And who said that? You told him or he told like his people?
No, so I find out later that the wind had got, like, kind of got passed around. So what happened is my aunt and uncle, they came to the house one day because I guess he told them, like, yo, Trey's wilding out. Maybe he needs a breather, let him come to the house. And I went to my
when you
aunt.
say aunt and uncle, these are like people that you...
Those are people that I always grew up with.
Okay.
But I'm not related to them.
Okay.
Those are the man who raised me, sister, and then brother-in-law.
Okay.
So like that, in that sense.
Okay, like her husband.
Her husband, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is aunt and uncle to my knowledge.
Okay.
They're like, yo, Trey, come to the house, come kick it with your cousins, relax a little bit, man. Let me get you up out of there. And at the time, I'm like 17, and the situation was so bad at the house that it gets to the point where they're like, I never went back. Like, it was supposed to just be a come stay the night. And then it was like a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, and my aunt's coming in the room like, hey, Trey, you want me to swing by the house and get you more clothes? I can stay more. Yeah, just go get my clothes. Like, this is perfect, And something else too, though, to keep in consideration, which is another reason why I was a breath of fresh air. Growing up, me and my siblings, we all stayed in the same room. I've always shared a room with my siblings. I never had my own space growing up.
Oh, wow. So it's like 3 of y'all, 2 of y'all off.
Three of us. So
4 of y'all.
3 total. Yeah. 4.
4 of y'all total.
Dude,
wow.
Yeah. So it's like, it's crammed in there. You don't have your own space. And as a young man, you want to do your things, get your posters and all these cool stuff.
Yeah. So you staying like in a trailer? Is it a house, apartment?
It's an apartment. It's an apartment.
It's like a 2-bedroom.
2 bedrooms. So
oh,
the
wow.
parents
Yeah,
had theirs.
it's tough. Yeah.
It's snug in there. Yeah. So, I'm trying.
So you used to sleep in the crib with
I was
the
in
baby.
the baby crib with the baby. I was just trying to make it, man.
Right.
Trying to make it happen. We had to share the breast milk. It was bad. But
The infamil.
Yeah.
Save me a scoop.
For sure. So so they come get me, and the next thing you know, I never go back. Right.
Okay.
I'm just there for the long run now, and it was so cool. And I remember the feeling when my uncle was like, oh, it's so funny. I'm used to sleeping with siblings laying across my forehead, my ankles. So I'm grown, dog. I'm like 17, 18. And when I stay the night with my cousins, there's always a room available. But because I don't know better, I'll be in my cousin's bed like, yo, scoot over. So it's another 18-year-old. They don't live like that, though. They got their own rooms and stuff. But I'm in the bed with other dudes just like, yo, scoot over, dog. And I'm sleeping. And I'm thinking it's normal because I'm used to it. And my uncle, man, he's hilarious. He was just like, he called me in the room one day. He's like, yo, Trey, what are you doing, bro? He's like you don't gotta sleep in their bed. Like you can have the room in the back. And I'm like, what you mean? He's like, dude, just
you hit gold.
Yeah, I hit gold. He's like, yo, just take the room in the back, dog. You don't gotta share the room. So I'm like, okay, cool. Then now I got my own room. Life is good. Now, so like the animosity is there between me and the man who raised
But
me.
you don't see him.
I don't see him no more. Like, we don't talk.
Oh,
like,
wow. So you don't go by the house? You
I don't
do
go
anything?
by the house. He ain't calling me. Like, it's animosity.
Okay.
There's no nothing.
So now, are you mad because he kept that from you for so long? Or are you mad because the kid's situation, you couldn't live your life, or you just felt the pressure? Like, what exactly was the animosity or combination?
If you ask me then, the only thing I was mad about is, why am I watching these babies? That was all. That was all.
Okay.
Just why am I watching these babies, man? Like,
Okay.
I can't even go to the game on the weekend. Like, come on, man. I can't go to the movies. This is getting crazy. Like,
Okay.
I'm a daddy for real. So the only thing, if you would have asked me then, I was just mad about the responsibility of having to watch these kids. That was it. So now I'm around 18 years old, graduate high school and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm trying to figure out my next steps in life, college, this and that. My aunt and uncle are like, yo, you can take the truck out in the yard. You know, there's a little college up the street. You can start going to school. They're really showing me love and trying to support me. So I'm like, okay, let's get to it. And
this is his sister.
that's his sister.
But they know all this, though. Like,
they
all this
know
is already spilled
they
over.
know the
They're
truth.
pretty much privy to everything that's happened. And so now they're kind of like, they might feel a little empathy for the situation. Like, they, that's kind of jacked up. Now, do you think they ever got wind of how hard you took it? Or they could probably only imagine.
Yeah, they could imagine, but we actually ended up having a conversation.
Okay.
And I'll tell you all about it. And this one they really expressed, that's how I know they knew certain things. So what happened is, like I said, I live with them now, trying to figure out the college stuff, right? Now I'm 18, I graduated, everything's cool. I live with my aunt and uncle. And I remember one time, she's a nurse, and she travels sometimes to do her nurse work. Sometimes she got to stay overnight. And of course, like what men do, we watching the football games and everything. So I'm in the room chilling. She's out of town. My aunt's out of town for 3 days, maybe 4 days. So I'm in the room back, just chilling out the way. And my uncle calls me in the living room. And he's like, yo, Trey. He's like, come watch the game, man. Matter of fact, there was a fight. It was a fight. Conor McGregor was fighting. And he was like, yo, come check out the fight, Trey. I'm just chilling, watching UFC. I'm like, cool. So now it's just me and my uncle chilling, the dogs. Like, my other cousins at work, because they're all grown, so they're older than me. Like, at the time I'm 18, they're all like 24, 21. Everybody's doing their thing.
Okay.
So it's just me and him in the living room watching the fight, doing man stuff. Like, ooh, yeah, you see the fight? Dang, this dude's good, blah, blah. Got some commercial breaks here and there. And my uncle, he's like, yo, Trey, I got a question for you. I'm like, cool, what's up? Talk to me. He's like, so I'm not trying to offend you or nothing, but I'm just gonna ask. He's like, do you know? That's how he said. He's like, do you know?
What?
That's how I felt. I'm like, do I know what? I'm like, what you talking about? He's like, okay, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna say it. He's a wild guy, so he's like, I'm just gonna say it. Do you know? Did anybody tell you who your dad was? And me, you got to think, that's old news to me.
Right.
That's 5 years ago. I'm like, man, yeah, they told me. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, oh, so you know? And I'm like, yeah, I know, man. They already told me. He's like, so you know who your dad is? I'm like, yeah, man, they told me. And he's like, did you want to reach out to him? And I'm like, nah, I ain't even tripping. He's like, what do you know about him? What did they tell you? I'm like, yo, they told me, that this guy knew about me, he whatever, he lives in Atlanta, all these things.
Yeah, so what did they tell you?
Yeah, so what I was told at the Mexican restaurant too that I failed to mention was, they mentioned that I asked for your name. Mm-hmm. I said, what's his name? And they said Apollo. And when he said, my dad, he was like Apollo. And I was like, okay, cool, what's his last name? He said Knight, Apollo Knight. And so, now that I'm older and I think about it, you gotta remember, I'm not your average kid. I have responsibilities. I spend a lot of time by myself. I already got a phone. So this is a dangerous situation, because if you know how I am and you tell me his true name, I just might mess around and click Google. So I personally believe I was swayed that way. You told me the first name, but I know that you knew the last name, but you told me Knight. So the truth, I used to Google you. I used to Google Apollo Knight, Facebook, Apollo Knight, Twitter, Apollo Knight. Dog, nothing popped up. Okay, ain't no Knights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nothing. So, and I was 13, so 5 years into, I probably searched you for 6 months virtually. And then when I ain't getting no hits, it's just then that's how I say I started looking at people and I'm thinking that. But He's like, so what did they tell you? And I told him, like, yeah, they told me his name's Apollo, whatever, blah, blah. He said, do you know what he looks like? I'm like, no, I've never seen a picture of him. Like, I don't know what this man looks like. I don't want to see him. He's like, bro, he's like, I really think you need to look at a picture of your dad, dog. Like, you look just like him. Like, I really think you need to see. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. Like, I don't think.
No, was this the guy with the coarse hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, I really think you need to see a picture, Trey. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And this is why I didn't want to see the picture. I didn't want to see the picture because my mom's been absent, you've been absent. This is the thing, right? Apparently, nobody wanted to be around in my mind. You know, when you're young, you're hurt by those things. On top of that, what if y'all are like down bad and busted? Like, it's already bad enough they're not around. I don't want a visual that my extensions are like, you know, down bad. I don't need that on my heart. So he's like, nah, Trey, for real, I think you need to see a picture. And I told him that. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna show you a picture. So he gets on his phone on Google, right? And he's like, he Googled the image and he put the phone on his chest like this. He's like, are you ready? And I'm like, yeah, man, show me, man. Just show me the picture. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, man, show me. And he turns the phone and shows me, and it's a picture of you on TV. And like, you know, like it's like a good, sophisticated picture, so it's obvious you're a celebrity. And I instantly go, man, stop playing, dog. Like, you playing too much. And he's like, no, I'm being for. I'm like, because he's a funny guy. He's like got a sense of humor. I'm like, you're playing in my face right now. Like, don't do that. He's like, Trey, man. He's like, I'm so serious, man. He's like, look at the picture. He's like, look, this is how I know. He's like, this is how I know this is your daddy. Because look at this, right? And he showed me a picture, and you like smiling, doing the peace sign. Right. He's like, no, look at this. He goes to my Facebook, and I'm like, smiling, doing the same thing. He's like, dog, y'all move the same. Y'all dress the same. Y'all like, he's like, and another thing too, you don't understand, Trey. I grew up with him. I know your dad for real. Like, I grew up with him. He said, man, at first, he said, I'm gonna be real. We didn't know who your dad was because your mom was kind of doing her thing. We weren't sure. We knew that he was an option, but we weren't sure. He said, but when you turned 10 years old and you started playing football, you started playing sports, I seen your dad at 10. I seen your dad play sports. I immediately knew, oh shit, that's Apollo's son. That's Apollo. We grew up with him when he was 10. Like, that is that dude's kid because he looks just like him, moves like him. Nah, so he's giving me this whole spill, and I'm like, I don't believe you. You're telling me my dad is out here chilling on TV, celebrity, doing his thing, and he's like, you know, doing good. That's what you're telling me. 45 minutes up the road, and I'm out here doing these things. You know what I'm saying?
So you're pissed.
Oh, I'm pissed. And to my uncle's credit, so he's telling me, right, he's like, dog, look, he's like, I don't want to, he said, we don't know for sure. He said, but Trey, I'm 100%, man. If you're asking me, that's your dad. He said, now I will say this. If you go out here and you try to figure out if it's him and it's not him, I don't know. Like, don't ask me. But the reason I'm so wanting to show you this picture is because I was told to tell you the whole family. It was like a what you call it? Like a vow. Okay. The whole family took a vow after you were born, and we all knew that you weren't like a part of us. Everyone took a vow to respect the man who was raising you and your mother, that we weren't going to tell you nothing, because it's not our business, until you turn 18. When this young man turns 18, we took a vow, we're telling him, because he needs to know who his people are. So if y'all don't tell him, by the time he's 18, we're going to tell him. He's like, so Trey, that's why I'm sitting you down and I'm showing you this picture, because I think it's messed up what they did to you. And I think it's messed up that nobody's told you who your dad. You didn't know?
Right.
I'm like, no, I didn't know. And then he started showing me clips of you on TV, all of this stuff. I'm hearing what he's saying, but I'm still not believing this. Because, like, what are the odds? Like, what are you talking about? Right up the street, on TV, doing this thing? No way.
Now, were you perplexed yet of, okay, so if my dad, my biological dad is doing well, and he's, this public figure and so forth, is this true, that he didn't want to be a part of my life, or was there anything inside of you that was itching to find out more about it, or if anyone knew anything about it, or exactly, what transpired?
Yeah, and it all happened in that night, in that conversation. So, because at first it was, forget him. I'm 13, forget him. I don't need it, whatever.
Okay.
Now I'm getting more information, and it's like, no, this is your dad for real. So I'm like, hold on, it's deeper than just having a dad. so I had to ask him, I'm like, so y'all all knew? And he's like, yo, man, everybody in the family be watching this dude on TV. Like, we know everything. And you got brothers, Trey. You got brothers.
Oh, wow.
And I genuinely told him sitting there, I said, I thought I was the only one. I was like, I got brothers? And he's like, yeah, you got brothers, man. He's like, it's just like a family, dog. Like, you need to know. And so he told me, he was like, this is the thing, right? He said, I'm showing you. He said, yo, your aunt, she's going to be pissed. Because she wanted to be here when I told you. He's like, but dog, I just couldn't take it. Like, he's like, this is the thing, though. I didn't want to show you because I was scared that you were going to be mad. And I thought you was going to hate all of us. He's like, and you still might, you know, because you're going to figure out some information here. Watching you suffer and grow up the way that you did, and your people were right up the street, it didn't have to be your reality. So he's like, whatever happens, man, he's like, you're probably going to be angry, but just don't be angry at us. You know what I mean? Like, there's people,
not them. To be angry. There's other people to be angry.
There's
at,
other
right?
people that you can be upset with, but just, we still love you. We're your family. We're always going to be here for you. And whatever happens, don't be mad at us. But you do have the right to be mad, though. So, now what was your question? What did you say?
Oh, I was just so lost in the conversation. Yeah.
You're saying like was I angry or reluctant?
Well, no, I was saying.
Oh no, did I reach out to see if you knew about me?
Yeah. No, I was to say. No, I said, did you ever ask like, is it true that I didn't know or I did know, like you know?
So at the beginning, I was saying that my mom, she was gone from 9 to 18. Mm-hmm. Now I'm 18, and the only reason she popped back up is because I reached out. So what happened was, after that conversation with my uncle, and he's telling me all this crazy stuff about you and showing all these pictures, now I need more answers because now I'm more curious. I'm like, hold on.
Did you ever go back to the dude, to the guy, the stepdad guy?
Yeah, and this is when things get real, and this is when things get even more sticky. Is because now I go back to my room, man. I'm watching all these episodes.
Oh, but you see the real last name though at this point, right?
Now it's Nida. I didn't forget that. You told me Night. So now I'm like, let's talk. Like what's going on?
So you were lied to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even again. So now I'm in a room, right, and I'm chilling, and I'm like, damn, I need to talk to my mom because she's gonna know. So I hit my mom up. I got her number from my uncle, and I'm like, hey, it's Trey, and of course she's ecstatic to hear from me and all of these things. I'm like, hey, I have a question. Can you send me and I text her this. I said, can you send me a picture of my real dad if you have one? And she goes, yes, of course, I'll send one to you. And she sent me a picture.
Did she know why you were asking that? But she didn't hesitate.
She didn't hesitate, though.
Oh, wow.
She didn't hesitate.
She didn't ask you, okay.
She didn't ask, she didn't hesitate. Text me back within 30 seconds. Yes, hold tight, I'll send you one. Sends me a picture of you.
The same guy,
dude.
right.
The same dude. He showed me in the living room. So I'm like, come on, y'all playing. Like, there's no way.
They were talking about it in the back room.
Oh, shit, he's asking me, like, what's he saying?
Send him this picture.
Yeah, they was eating that up. So now I'll call her and I'm like, are you sure, like, this is him? Like, what's going on? She's like, yeah. So my mom never told me about you. The man who raised me is the one who told me and told me the truth about, hey, I'm not your dad.
At the Mexican restaurant.
So I never had that conversation with her yet. Okay. So this is the first time.
Okay.
So I genuinely asked
It's not
her.
text message, it's over the phone.
I called.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm like, hey, I have a question real quick. She's like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, listen, did he know about me when I was growing up? Like, did he actually know about me? And she was like, I can be honest with you, Trey. I never told him. I never told him about you. I never called. I never told him. And I was told not to tell him about you. I was told to not say anything to him. And she said the reason why they told me not to say nothing is because I was young, right? I'm 16, I'm pregnant, and at the time, her family was rough too. She had a terrible family dynamic. And the man that ended up raising me was her boyfriend at the time, so she lived with his family. So what she explained to me was, at the time, what happened was I was kind of met with an ultimatum in the sense of, hey, listen, this young lady just had a baby with my son, which was his mother, because they were living with the adult, which was his mom.
Yep.
And obviously, you did some foul stuff, but they loved her because she's been in the family forever. They know her situation. She said that they gave her this choice right here. Two things. You can either go live with him, the man that you had this kid with, and his family can take care of you, or you can stay here and you don't talk to him, You don't bring him around. You don't make it a messy situation, and that's our baby, and we're gonna keep taking care of this baby, and we don't speak on it no more. Now,
That's kidnapping.
That's kidnapping. But that also the thing too, that goes back to that thing that I despise, is like the lack of communication. What you mean you don't speak on it no more?
Right.
So anyways, so she's dealt with that, and she said, we don't speak on it no more. So my mom's telling me, what I'm hearing from her, we never told him, Trey, that you were born. So what I turn around and do with this information is, now I'm like, now I got to go back to the source, to the person who sat me down and told me that he did know. So now I'm 18 though. We haven't spoke about this since 5 years ago.
Okay.
He's probably at home sleeping thinking nothing about it.
Right. So now you got to go back to him, and I guess the next question would be like, yes. So when did it become obvious that, okay, I know more than what you told me 5 years ago, and now I need some answers. I need someone to come clean and give me some truth, or because, so your mother tells you that, okay, she never told me. She's telling you, hey, I don't know. And then what is this guy telling you? Or did he ever mention saying that he did know about you? Did he ever say anything like that?
When you say this guy, you mean the
uncle? The dad.
The man who raised me?
Yeah, the man who raised you, yeah.
Okay, so when I moved in with my aunt and uncle, remember I told you we had a falling out. We haven't really spoken in like 3 years.
Yep.
And not only do we not speak for 3 years from the tension about the kids, we didn't speak on this situation, the biological situation, from 13. So we have not talked about this in 5 years. Now I'm 18, and me and him already are not on good terms. So what I do is, after my mom tells me that she never told my real father about me,
right?
I pull up to the house for the first time in damn near a year. You ain't seen me in a year, the man who raised me.
Okay.
'Cause I live with them now. I pull up to the house damn near a year. Hey, what's up? It's always been love. It's always greeted with love. Hey, buddy, what's up, man? I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna come over, kick it. We're gonna watch the
Did you get somebody else to fill your place to take care of the kids?
I don't know what they do with that. At that point, though, like, everybody is of age.
Like self-sufficient, okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
Good. That's a good question, huh? But, so now I pull up, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna come watch the Falcons game. He's all right, cool, buddy. And the thing is, you know, he still had his work and stuff, but when I did come over, when we had a falling out, he would stay up later just to try and make up for some time and spend some time, because I never was coming out. And so when we're watching the Falcons game, I can truly admit I'm nervous because I gotta have a talk, and I don't know.
You've never had a talk.
I've never had a talk. I've never had to sit somebody down and address them like this. So I'm nervous, and I'm like, when's the right time? Like, when do you just segue?
Halftime.
Yeah, halftime.
Commercial.
And then you just say like, hey, what'd you eat today? Chicken wings. Did he know? Like, I don't know how to insert this. So I'm sitting there, man, and I'm just like, when do I say this? Like, how do I say it? When do I say it? Like, he's trying to talk about the game. I'm like, yeah, good catch. I'm like, damn, I'm sweating. I'm like, what? So eventually, I just say it. I just kind of push myself over the cliff. I'm telling myself in my head, like, 3, 2, 1. I'm saying 3, 2, 1, say it. So I said, like, okay, 3, 2, 1. I have a question. And he's like, sure, what's your question? Now I got no choice but to talk. So I just kind of, you know, push myself over the edge, and I'm like, okay. I said, so you told me about my real dad, right? Man, my voice is shaky. I'm nervous. Like, really, okay. I can remember the emotions. I'm like, so you told me about my real dad, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so you told me that he knew about me. I said, my uncle, he sat me down the other day, and he showed me a picture of him, and then so I asked my mom, I called her, and I just wanted to see if that was the guy. And I also asked her, I said, did she tell him about me? And so she told me she didn't tell him about me. So now I'm here with you, and I'm asking, did you ever actually tell him about me? I know that you said that he knew me, and he knew of me. That's what you told me. But did you actually look him in the face and tell him he had a kid? I said, because mom told me that she never looked him in the face and told him about me. So did you actually sit him down and tell him about me? And he was like, Trey, he knew about you, man. He's like, I don't know what they're telling you, but he knew about you. And I'm like, how did he know about me, though? Did you sit him down and tell him? And he's like, okay, it's like this. He said, straight up, I never told him. I never told him. So now I'm getting hot because I'm like, what do you mean he knew about me, but you didn't tell him and my mom didn't tell him? So how are we standing on he knew about me? So he's like, well, this is the thing, right? I never told him. Your mom never told him. But I just feel like he was always around and that he probably had caught wind or seen you or something. And I heard from other people that he seen a picture of you at some point. And he said, hey, and another thing too, Trey, is whenever you was born, he definitely didn't come around no more. So the fact that he's not coming around no more and the fact that these folks say that he's seen a picture of you, I'll tell you right now, Trey, I didn't tell him, but I believe that he knew. So for myself, what I did with that information was, I was like, I don't think that's clear enough information. I said, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna figure out how to get in touch, and I'm gonna ask him myself. Like what?
You told him that?
Yeah. I said, I'm gonna ask him myself.
Was anybody like, whoa, hold up, no, don't do that?
Everybody. So it was just me and him at the time. And when I said that, it was a whole lot of, whoa, why do you want to do that? Why now? Why now? Because I'm just now finding out. Ain't nobody tell him. That's why now. I thought he knew. That's the only reason why now.
So you were that F it mentality when you were 13 based on the premise of you thought that I knew and you thought that I was just like the hell with you and pushed on.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, no, but he was much so like, whoa, don't do that. You know, like why now? Like why
now, was
now?
there any pushback from anyone else? Like say his mother, grandmother, or your aunts, or now was the uncle guy with the curly hair, was he supportive about it, or what was his deal at that point?
Man, so when I think about it, right, everyone, this is what I've been told, everyone around me, adults, just the adults, all knew that you were my dad, and they all knew that that wasn't my dad. They all knew my situation. They all knew my story.
Okay.
So now as an adult, I kind of have, when I think about it, I'm not mad right now. It is what it is. But when I think about it, when I'm like, what you're supposed to be as a man and what you're supposed to represent as a man, how were there other men looking at this situation? And first off, it ain't like I was skipping in the roses. We was, doing our thing, going through our things. But how do you as a man look at that situation and somebody tell you, hey, that little boy don't know his dad. His dad's 40 minutes up the street, and his dad's so-and-so. We watch him every Sunday. You heard that, and none of these men in this vicinity had the backbone to say, hey, yo, straight up, y'all need to call. Because this is the thing. Two things going to happen. If everyone in this room loves this young child, the worst that's going to happen is you send him off to go meet his people. Something don't go right with his people. They don't accept him. They don't love him. And he comes home to where we love him forever. Or he goes and meets his people, and the shit goes how it's supposed to go, and he's with his people. But why would you,
deprive him?
Yeah, why would you not give him that opportunity? So when you say, was the uncle guy supportive, out of all the men, how I feel now is like, they weren't supportive. The other people around, they didn't have enough backbone to say nothing. The uncle is the only man that I have respect for. Everybody else, truly, I have no respect for when it comes to what you represent as a man. I don't speak to these people. I haven't spoke to these people. I seen these people when I was like 10, but I know y'all all know. Y'all on my social media to this day liking my stuff. Y'all in my comments to this day. But I don't like these people. I have no respect for that because at the end of the day, the joke was on me. Mm-hmm. I was the circus animal. Y'all over there drinking your beer, talking about me like, it's not funny now. I'm grown now. So, you held a lot of things away from me and you played with me. That's not cool. So I don't respect that. But the uncle, hats off to him because he was the only man who had the backbone to say, I don't give a fuck. We told him 18. He's 18. You need to know the truth. So that one, I do respect him. Now,
did you have any, like even still to this day or whatnot, do you have any animosity or did you have animosity at that time or how long, or I'll get into that part, but yeah, so do you have any still transgressions? Like how do you feel that because we were robbed of a lot, and we're going to get into that momentarily, but, how do you feel today?
Today...
And I guess you can tie that in with, not to cut you off, I guess you can tie that in with, like, what was the whole premise of you seeking to find me? So they tell you don't find me, right? And then I guess you got to still have that rebelliousness, right? Because you still want to be respectful at the same time, right? Because you're living with the aunt. And anything can go sideways, right? And so did the aunt ever tell you, hey, don't do it? Or are you sure about this? Or now, did you hear back from your mom?
So, no, because I didn't talk to her.
Okay.
Once she told me the information, I kind of got what I needed and I stood up out of it.
Okay.
You know?
So she told, oh, yeah.
Yeah, she told me like who you were, sent the picture, told me that she didn't say nothing. So the aunt and uncle, I love them to death, and I have to give them all the respect in the world because my aunt came home and my uncle told her that he told me, so then they both called me in the living room one night. Hey, and she smiled. She called me Trey Dog. That was what they called me growing up. And she smiled so big, and I remember her being excited, and she was like, well, Trey Dog, how do you feel? And I'm like, what you mean? She's like, you look just like him, don't you? Like y'all some good looking men. Like, how you feel? Like, you feel good? Like, how does it feel knowing the truth? And I'm like, no, it's crazy. She's like, baby, listen, do what you want to do. She's like, you're grown. She said, I think it's really wrong how they've done you. Whatever you want to do. If you want to go see him. We support you. If you want, like, you got brothers, whatever you want to do. She said, forget them. You come live with me. If they get mad at you and they want to kick you out and they want to say you can't come back and, you know, you blow this big secret up, you can always come live with us. We don't care. So that's the aunt and uncle. They keeping it real. They like, hey, and my uncle even said it. He's like, yo, look, this family don't like me anyways. So I don't care. Like, do you think they've been not like me, but now they have a reason. So they're just telling me, like, we love you. And guess what? Go seek your truth. Like, go see what's really out there for you. So then you say, you know, we were robbed of a lot, and do I have animosity? Yeah, I do. I have a lot of animosity. Not in the sense of, like, I want to take it out on somebody, but it hurts when I think about it because there's just things that you can never get back, you know? Like, I don't know what it would ever feel like to wake up with you, excuse me, and, you know, like, come into the kitchen and see your dad and, you know, have your dad hug you and things like this with your real dad. You know, I meet you now and we have such a great connection. And it's just like, how do you have a great connection with someone that you haven't seen in 20 years? And what could that have been as a kid? Because we're already tight now. We do things together, we work out, we exercise. And you know, we connect on many things. We have great chemistry and sense of humor. So it's like, what could that have been? And then I think about it too in the sense of Aiden and Dylan. You know what I mean? I have my siblings now, and it's split realities because I have siblings over there too that I'm forever grateful for, and I love and I cherish dearly, and I'm so happy that I grew up with them. But I have to be real with myself and say I was robbed because Aiden and Dylan, what would it have been like me being their big brother like that, getting them dressed for school? And, you know, like, we do what we do now. We hang out and stuff like that. But what would it have been like getting them dressed for school? And what would it be like always having your dad around and maybe you taking me to school, you get me dressed for football, basketball, and things like that?
Right.
And it sucks because it's like, I never know.
Are you circumcised?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
So.
Just curious. Sorry.
That's a good question. Okay. So I guess we're going to take a commercial break. We have to do a check. If you don't mind, we need to check and make sure that I'm circumcised. So we'll be right back after this break. Where you asked that? Like, it's like a medical thing? Like,
yeah, you know, because
so you thinking about my meat, dog? You over there chilling?
No.
My meat's
it's just, you know,
it's getting weird, dog.
Because all my boys, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, everybody's circumcised. I don't know what they did. So I was just curious. You know, I wasn't there. You know what I mean? I wasn't there. You know.
Listen.
I took pride. I was gonna make sure that everybody was straight. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. You know, I might have to go back to the drawing board and tell you how to clean yourself and take you through some type of.
Top.
Yeah, I just got to know where we're at now. So I got to make sure that you get all the parameters covered. So yeah. Okay.
No, you know, and I love you for that. That's effort. You know what I'm saying? You're really trying. So
I'm trying to make up for lost time.
Right, I get it. And I'm gonna be honest, they finna cook us in the comment section. Yeah. It's all bad. It's all bad. I'm gonna tell you why it's bad because on episode 1, there's a couple of people in the comment section talking about some oh, you can see it in the interviewer's eyes. He wants Apollo. He wants Apollo real bad.
They didn't even know yet. They didn't even get to the.
That's what I was saying. I was like, if you would have stayed, you would have seen where I called him daddy. Like, that was the best part. You know what I'm saying? But no, they're going to cook us because now you talking about my meat. It's like, dang, this shit is terrible. But great question. Yes, I'm circumcised.
All right,
Ladies,
cool.
I'm good to go.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so, yeah, you don't have to be all the way out. So, what was it? Oh, no, did they rob us, man? Yeah, no, like the animosity. No, I do feel robbed, straight up, because, like, I don't know what that's like with you. Don't get me wrong. The man who raised me, he was lacing my cleats up. We was playing catch. But that shit, it hurts me when I'm riding in the car with you and we're chilling and we're laughing and we're getting along. It hurts me when we're in the gym working out and we're cutting up and it's smooth. It's like, yo, you telling me this could have been that the whole time.
Right.
It could have been that the whole time. And, you know, I will say this, though. One thing that I've had to come to the realization of is, okay, do you have animosity, yes or no? The answer is yes. That's the emotional side. The spiritual side, though, the only way that I was able to conquer this hill and not feel so violated is you have the emotional side where you say, yes, I was robbed, indeed. It stole a lot from me. Then I have the spiritual side where you have to ask yourself, because I felt played, I felt violated. You have to ask yourself, was the joke on me? Did I get the short end of the stick? Did someone rob a certain destination for me? And when I think about that, you get in your feelings, you get angry. You're like, oh, they fucking playing with my whole reality, my whole outcome. But then you have to be, I am a man of God, so you have to understand, okay, listen, if I'm a man of God and I'm protected by God and I'm anointed and I'm favored, no man on this earth can intervene with what's destined for me.
Right.
No matter how hard you try. I don't know their intention. Perhaps their intention was, oh, we're just gonna raise this kid and we're in a sticky situation. Or maybe it was malicious. I don't know. But I don't care if there's 100 men plotting on me. I'm protected by God. Even if you tried, you can't stop the destination of which I'm headed. So when you ask that question, do I feel robbed? Emotionally, yes. But do I believe, even though all these things have happened, that me and you got the short end of the stick? Impossible. Never. Because they can't intercept what God has for us, what God has for me.
Right.
And I'm going to stand on that, you know? And because I choose to stand on that, I can't feel violated by you no more. Because if I feel violated by you, I'm basically giving you some type of authority over me. Right. You had none. God had me the whole time. So even though you did what you did, you wasn't messing with what's for me.
Right.
You really wasn't. So.
And he brought you back full circle, back to your biological father.
Where you supposed to
So just to give you like a quick snippet. So one, the truth of the matter is, no, I didn't know about you at all. So when I say like our lives are parallel, you know, the fact that, you know, your mother was on substance, my mother was on substance, basically your aunt and uncle raised you, my great aunt raised me. You know, we both excelled, you know, in sports and so forth. And you were raised by Caucasian people, I was raised by Caucasian people. But for me, I was raised by my biological family, not mother and father, but, you know, my great aunts and my uncle. So our life, and I had to take care of my brothers at a young age. Same thing. That's why I was like, man, it's so crazy, like the dynamics, because everything that you went through, I literally went through it before you. Everything. You know, being called the N-word, you know, just everything that you speak of, right? So this is the thing. So when my mom was on substance, you know, so forth, I was brought in with my great aunt around 10 years old. And I'm from downtown Atlanta, these projects called Techwood or whatnot. So we moved from that area, moved to Brookhaven, Chamblee, Brookhaven area. And that's where life started to evolve and get better. So when my aunt had already lived there, I think she moved there in like the late 80s, and there was a family, imagine two houses next door, side by side. And well, one was on the corner, and it's almost like the backyard of the other house. So when you turn the corner, the other house sits here. So like just side by side pretty much. And there was another family next door, which were the great great grandmother, the great grandmother, the grandmother, the mother, the sister, and the brother, the son. Okay, so all these women, and there was one boy who lived in the house. So I get up there. I remember it was summertime, and I'm in the house, and mind you, I'm the only black kid in my family, and all of my siblings, these were my real cousins, biological cousins, and so forth. So they were all out doing whatever they were doing, and I just got up there, and this white kid walks in the house. Mind you, during that time, we never really locked the doors. I don't know these people or whatnot, but this is going on forever, for years. Because I think my aunt had been up there for maybe like almost 4 years at that point. So they're real good and integrated with the neighbors. They know everything that's going on. So this white kid walks in. I'm like, oh, there's an intruder. I'm like, Lolo. So she comes running out. What's wrong? I said, there's a white kid right here. He's like, well, you're black. So it's a little joke, right? So she was like, oh, no. I won't get into the names and so forth, but she was like, this is such and such, this is Apollo, this is my nephew, he lives next door, blah, blah, blah. Why don't y'all just go out and play? Y'all can be good friends. Mind you, we're 1 year apart. He's a year older than me. Well, we became really good friends. Their family took me in as like, I didn't see any racism. I didn't see anything like that. Now, granted, on, like my grandfather and so forth, down the line, that's where the racism was like really, really deep in the family and so forth. But, my aunt, she was more culturally diverse. She went up to Chicago, worked for the Tribune and so forth, and came back Cox Enterprise once she realized that, my mother was, down bad or whatnot. So moving along, me and the kid, we became really good friends. I integrated really well with their family. And to your point, it's like you're almost like the trophy kid, right? You're excelling in sports. Mm-hmm. They're coming to all the games. It's, oh, there he is, the superstar, all this stuff. Right? Yeah, exactly. So same dynamics, right? And it's like I never had to knock to go in their house. If I'm outside playing, I need to use the restroom, I just run in their house and use the restroom. Go get water, go get juice, make a sandwich. It was my house. Vice versa. My house was the daughter and the son's house, regardless. And so I remember, to the point, so the guy that raised you, who said that he was your father, is the gentleman's cousin. So the mother, well, the grandmother, she had two daughters. The two daughters had a boy and a girl apiece. So the aunt that you said is the guy who raised you's sister, right? So they're near the same age as the other two that I grew up with.
Got you.
So the gentleman who raised you, I never forget this. So I was introduced to him when I was about 12 years old. Okay, and the guy who you said had the uncle who had the more coarse hair, he was a pretty tall guy. Yeah, so he used to play basketball and stuff. He was pretty good. And so he used to come over. I had a goal and stuff. He used to come over. He used to, ball with me, try to be a mentor, give me some good advice when I was young. He used to come to all, a lot of my games, basketball, football, and all this thing, right? So I knew them very, very well. So I want to say, moving on up, we're about, 14, 15 years old. Your mother and the gentleman, I think he had just, took on, your mom as a girlfriend and so forth. And his mother wasn't having that, letting a girl come stay there and so forth. So, she was like, yo, you got to go. Mm-hmm. Well, other than kicking him out on the street, the aunt, he came from Forest Park to Brookhaven. And he moved in next door. And I want to say he was like a year. So the following year, about 15, 16, wherever, he got a little truck. And he was working and he brought the girl, which was your mom. And I seen her like one or two times, but mind you, there's always people over there and so forth. And this one particular day, I remember the great grandmother, she was really into like VHS, right? She used like to movies. Yeah. Oh yeah. She had a huge collection. And I remember during that time, I used to go over there after school and I used to just watch movies and so forth. But no one was ever home.
He was in a movie theater.
Yeah, but no one's ever home. So mind you, the son he had a job. He was 1 year older than me. And then the daughter, she was like 3 years older than me, so she worked and so forth. So after school or whatever, before practice or whatnot, I would go over there. So this particular day, I go over there, go inside, go to watch a movie. When I go in and go to the living room, your mom was sitting there on the couch, and she just had on her underwear, like her panties and bra on. First time. So we start talking and so forth, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go. She's like, no, you don't gotta leave. And mind you, this was so long ago, and so I was like, oh, well, look, I'm gonna go. She's like, no, what were you doing? I said, I'm gonna watch a movie. We can watch a movie together. Okay, well, you gotta stay like that.
Yeah, you took the bait.
Yeah, you gotta stay like that. So next thing you know, man, one time done, one and done. Me and her wound up messing around. And mind you, we're young, right? So I'm not looking at it as like the integrity factor of like, okay, this is my homeboy's cousin, and this is his girl. Man, we're kids.
Y'all still kids.
Yeah.
Right? Like, was it like
16, yeah, 16, 17, right? So next thing you know, boom, one and done. Now, mind you, the intuition, right? So the spiritual side of things, people used to ask me all the time, like,
So
hey,
you only slept with her
one time.
So it was like y'all didn't have a relationship.
No, nothing.
Y'all weren't like eating ice cream,
nothing.
walks in the park, sleeping.
It just happened. It just happened. That's it. It just happened. I remember it like it was nothing. It started on the couch. Next thing you know, it went to the back bedroom. That was it. It's over with. No protection, nothing. I didn't think nothing of it. Kept going. Now, I wasn't really, privy of like, okay, you should wear a condom and this, sex education and all that stuff. That was later on. And so, I wasn't having sex like that. I think that might have been the first time, probably. I don't really remember, right? So, and I remember like, people would always ask me as I got older, do you have any kids? I'm like, no. Because see, mind you, I didn't have 8 until I was like 30. So I'm thinking like, nah, but are you sure? I'm like, I don't think so. But there was one time, and I never seen these people again, mind you. They were living there. The main family, they stayed there. And the guy who raised you and your mother disappeared. Never heard from him again. I never even seen the tall dude with the course. I never seen him, never seen your aunt. I never seen any of these people. Vanished. Now, this is the thing I will say about that family, right? We were really a tight niche, and that's what really hurt so bad is because we used to have 2 Christmases together, 2 Thanksgivings together, birthdays together. It was a celebration. We were all a family. I mean, a family. And I would say to this day, even the guy, the gentleman that I became friends with, whose cousin was acting as your father, this guy here, when I say like blood is thicker than water and this guy will hold anything to the grave, that's just always been his thing. So I get why it doesn't matter if it's me or someone else, right, in his family, he just wasn't gonna say nothing. And that's just his makeup, right? And I can't fault him because I would want him to hold my secret, right?
The same way.
The same, and that's just him, so I'm not mad at him, to some parts I'm like, damn, you was my boy, because we've been friends for a very long time, right? And the thing about it, I could tell him, hey, man, I'm on the moon, brother, and I need some help. He's going to come. And, it does hurt the fact that, and that's the thing, too, we weren't down bad. My family was doing well. We had a house. We had land. We used to take vacations. Once I got out of the situation from downtown, I was loved, cultivated as a child. And so my 2 aunts, our house was more so like the refuge, like the house of refuge, So any kid, they would adopt anybody, take anybody in. So despite my shortcomings or whatever may have happened to me, you would have been well taken care of. And it would have been no problem. And they would have loved to, have a grandson or whatnot. And that's the thing that I feel robbed at times because we didn't have those moments. And then I also feel slighted because these people were my family, and the fact that they would take my child from me and not give me that opportunity to raise my kid and to have a normacy, and especially when they already knew what I've been through as a youth. You knew everything that I went through. You knew about my mom's addiction. You knew about everything. You knew why I was even up there, how you even became my friend. You know, it wasn't a secret. And then here it is, you're doing the same thing to my son. That's the part that I'm baffled by, you know? But moving forward, yeah, so I thought about it sometimes, and every now and then, I would say every 5, 6 years, maybe 10 years, it would just hit me, you know? Someone would ask a question, you got any kids? Nah, maybe. And I would always think about like your mother in that one time, and it's the possibility. So yeah, that part there, you know, but to your point, you know, I think about God, I think about the fact that what's ordained for you is ordained for you, right? No one can stand in between that. And going full circle to where we're at now, it's almost like the pivotal moment that I had with Aiden when I came home was that, hey, we can either talk about the 5 years or so that I was gone, or we can pick up from here and move forward and forget about it and make great memories and not worry about the past, right? So that's where we're at now. We have to just move forward and make great memories and just know that we have one another at this moment and not allow, you know, that to define us. And so to that point, I let it go. You know, I don't have any animosity. I have no transgressions on my heart. I still have like these why questions, but it's just natural. Because, you know, it's still like, well, you know, what were you thinking? You know, it's like still just being able to sit down.
What drove you to do that and make that decision?
Yeah, and like what people don't know, it's just like I really wanted you to know that I didn't know for your sanity, because they kept stringing you left and right, as giving you like these premonition that I might know, but I didn't. That's why I urged you, I think years ago, no one knows this, but we can talk about it now, but years ago, to call your mom and bring your mom up to Atlanta so that we can sit down together and let her, I want to hear it out of her mouth to let you know that, you know, hey, dude, I really didn't know anything, right? But I am very fortunate that, you know, you are sound mind. I thank God all the time that despite what people go through in life, right, big or small, you know, one person can get, just using this analogy, you know, one person can get slapped, right? Another person gets slapped. One person could just take it totally left field and be traumatized forever, and it could really, you know, be impactful to that individual, versus another person might be like, oh, it's nothing, right? So big or small, I'm very thankful that you did come out, you know, level-headed. You know, you have such a warm, kind soul. You're very intelligent, very beautiful guy. You know, and I'm very thankful. Well, not like that. I'm just saying you're very, very charismatic, and I'm very thankful for that. You know, because people go through things in life, and sometimes they don't bounce back. You know, people can go through, you know, tumultuous situations, and it just doesn't click. And I'm very thankful, you know, for that. And I do thank God a lot because, you know, the people, they didn't beat you. You know, you wasn't harmed. Nobody, you know, did anything malicious to you as a child. And then sometimes when people raise kids that, you know, are not biological to them, they take advantage of them. They take their frustration out and anger and so forth, right? So I have so many positives and grateful and thankful moments, and I'm very thankful for that. So getting to this one point, so what made you decide, hey, at that point, once you got the pushback from everybody, what made you say, hey, I'm going to reach out to this guy or try to bridge the gap and find me?
Yeah, to bridge the gap. And, thanks for those beautiful words. That's good stuff, you know. And I feel the same way, you know, because even the things that you've overcame, it could be a lot worse. You know, your mental is everything, and it's a slippery slope in there. You gotta be careful. So to be able to stay sane through everything you've been through too is good.
Appreciate it. But one thing too, don't remember this, right? Don't let no one ever short you from your triumphs, the things that you've overcome, right? Because a lot of times, and I say this more now as I've gotten older, we all deserve to pat one another, to pat ourselves on the back for our accomplishments, right? Big or small. because in life it's hard out here day in, day out, right? Just to overcome certain things, just to wake up the next day and carry on. You know how many times people, go through struggles, whether it's a financial struggle, whether it's a relationship struggle, whatever it is, just that mental anguish that just society puts on individuals as a whole, right? So the things that you overcome in life, no one's gonna do it for you. No one's gonna tell you good job. All right, some might, but very, very slim. You have to tell yourself, look yourself in the mirror, have that mental fortitude, and have that will to keep moving forward and say, you know what, you're doing a good job. You're doing a hell of a job, right? Keep pushing. I got this. Let's go. So you have to have that that inner talk with yourself and continue to rally yourself on. So don't let no one ever, short you from the things that you've overcome, because it happens a lot, and people are not going to respect, where you've been and your triumphs and where you're going. And you have to make people respect it by just continue to hold your head high and keep, that forward trajectory.
Absolutely. I definitely hold strong to that, because you're right. That's all facts. So that is a fact. I appreciate that. So that when it came time to reach out to you, I only had one. Now it's go time, because y'all lied.
Mm-hmm.
It's go time. Now I need answers from myself, because obviously I can't get the answers from y'all. You said this, she said that. Now you're saying you didn't tell him. Let me just go talk to the guy myself. And when it came time to talk to you, you were in prison. You were away.
Mm-hmm.
And me and the uncle, we're trying to figure it out. We're just kind of brainstorming. Like, he's like, okay, Trey, look, this is the thing. He's a celebrity. If you write him, they might just straight up snatch it, go to TMZ, and he might get the wrong impression and think that you only did it off the strength to, jump in the light, or off the strength of maybe perhaps to start a problem, and he might not be receptive to that. He's like, so I don't think we should write him a letter, because they read his mail. And
do they?
Yeah. Wow. And he's like, they're going to take that letter before he even sees it, and he's going to wake up and get the information the first way. So we're not going to do that. He's like, but in the meantime, Trey, I'll figure out where he's at, and we'll try and figure it out. So me just doing my research, I was just on social media, and I came across your Instagram, and I was like, going through your stuff, whatever. I know you're in prison. Like, you still got like 5 years to go. And I'm looking at your social media and stuff, and I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna just send a DM. I'm gonna DM him, and when he comes home in 5 years, if he sees it, we rock out. We'll say what's up. If he don't see it, he don't see it. But we got 5 years to go. You know what I mean? So I just sent the DM. I kept it short and sweet, kind of how you said in the first episode, like, hey, if you're my dad, do you know this person? Do you know that person? If you do, come talk to me. If you don't, God bless, keep your head up. I wish you the best, And when I sent the DM, I just DM'd you, and then my uncle's still trying to figure some other things out. Maybe we can get visitations and just come and like see you as like family friends or something. But I sent a DM, and kind of like, it was a tricky situation. Me and my family didn't talk about it for like 2 or 3 weeks. It's kind of like over with, you know what I'm saying? It's more so one of those things of like, glad we told you, man, maybe one day. He's gonna come home soon, so maybe one day. So I send a DM. I'm not even worried about it. I'm chilling. A couple days go by, a couple weeks go by. And I remember walking into the gym. I'm going inside to go hit a workout. And my phone goes, bling.
Uh-oh.
I get a notification, yeah. And I'm like, Apollo, what's going on? I open it up, and I'm like, oh, this man messaged me. I'm like, oh, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? And I go in there, and it's like, hey, this is his team. How can we confirm this information? My mind is blown, because I truly stood strong on the fact that I got 5 years.
Okay.
Because you're away. Like, why would you check your social media?
This is not even a couple weeks in.
This is a couple weeks in. Like, maybe 2 max.
Okay.
And it's just, and I'm like, nah, there's no way. So anyways, your team reached out back to me fast. And I wasn't even aware of the fact that there's this thing such as a team and all of this. So I'm really thinking you're going to hit me up in 5 years. So anyways, I get the message, and initially, this was my thing, right? I just wanted to confirm. Can I please get some solid ground to stand on and get a peace of mind? Can somebody please give me a peace of mind? That would be great. So the initial hit up I had zero expectation of this elaborate bond. Zero expectation of that.
And I didn't need that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because he could have been let down.
Yeah, in a big way.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but that's not what I came for. I just needed a peace of mind. Could I get real information on one? I've been trying to figure out why I look how I look for the longest. That was confusing in itself. Two, you saying no, she's saying yes. Now you're saying no. Let me just talk to the source. And can you please clear up this story for me so I can just have something to stand on? Now, what we do moving forward, I don't know. But now, Trey, man, I feel more than good. I can breathe now because now I got some answers. That's all I needed. So, yeah, so I hit you up, and that's the intent. And then, but from there, it's out of there. You know what I mean? Like, it was more than that. And it became way deeper than just getting some truth. So, yeah, that's how that went. So I just DM'd you. I just sent a message, let it go, and you guys responded really fast.
Did you tell anybody that someone responded? Like, did you tell the uncle or anybody?
So
like, hey,
I
somebody
did.
hit me back?
I did, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
now what? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Nah, I did.
And he said, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I went home and I told him, I said, yo, I actually got in touch with him. And my uncle's funny, man. He's like, yo, Trey, we can't trust you, dog. Like, you too fast. Like, we leave you for 30 seconds and you all over the place. Like, this is too much. Like, what do you mean you talk to him? I'm like, I DM'd him on Instagram.
And they're like, what is that?
And they want to see me. So I got to go. I got to catch my hype tomorrow. And they're like, what? Like, let us read the message. So I'm letting them read the message. And I'm like, yeah. So they called me. His girl's going to be in Atlanta. She want to see me. So I'm going to go down to Atlanta and I'm going to see him. And they're like, Joe, we told you, like, whatever happens, we love you, we support you. Go. You need to go. And so now
That truck that they had, that's the truck you drove?
That was the truck.
Okay,
Yeah, that's the truck. So with the window busted off.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I had to go tell everybody though. I had to go tell
Like your friends? What about the
I had to tell the man who raised me too. I had to
Okay.
go sit down and tell him like, hey, look, I got in touch with them. They want to see me. I'm going to Atlanta to put it together so I can meet them.
What was he saying?
It was more so like, it was still on the energy of why. Why now?
Oh, wow.
And for me, that was another thing that rubbed me the wrong way because I felt like it was like a lack of support. And you're asking me why about something that like you didn't tell me the truth on.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean why? And why are you trying to make me feel bad about wanting to know my truth? How could you ask somebody why do you want to see your real dad? What kind of question is that? That's how I'm processing it. But that was more so the energy. But I didn't wait too much on it. I just told him what I'm gonna do. And he said, well, actually, it was cool because at first, like I said, it was why, and it was kind of like some tension. We booked a date for me to go to Philadelphia to see you, and I told everybody, hey, look, on this date, I'm taking a flight on the weekend. I'm going to Philly. I'm gonna go meet him. And like I said, me and her had
And
animosity.
who did you meet in Atlanta? You met Shireen?
I met Shireen,
Okay.
and Layali, and some family friends.
And Michael and them.
And Michael.
Was he there?
Yeah, Michael was there.
Okay.
Yeah, I met Michael. I met all of them. So yeah, no, I could tell you that part. So yeah, when y'all first hit me up and said come to Atlanta, I met Shireen, I met Michael. That's the same time I had to meet Katrina. I had to do the DNA test, and I had to
All in one.
That's all. It was in the same weekend. In 2 days, we knocked it all out. Yeah, I met Michael Ryan, and then I knocked the DNA test out, and then we wait for the results. So yeah, we was covering ground, fast track, and so that was cool. We got to meet everybody. But when it got real and it's time to meet you, that's when I told everybody like, hey, I'm going up north. And the man who raised me, we had animosity, but before I left, he was like, hey, once again, I want to talk to you. Like, come, let's go get something.
Not again.
Not again. He's like, let's go get something to eat so we can talk. And I'm like, all right, cool, man. We'll go talk. Man, it's a lot of tension, though, for sure, at this point. And we go out to eat, and we went to the movies at the time. Like, Black Panther was out, so we went and checked out the Marvel movie, Black Panther. And then I remember when we're leaving, he pulls into this church parking lot. And there's nobody, it's nighttime. It's me and him. He just parks the car. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what are we doing in this church parking lot? Yeah, he's about to jump me. Like, there's a lot of tension. Like, you about to try to knock me out. So,
You ain't going.
yeah. Like,
You
down
mine.
in my head, yeah. Forever, you're stuck. So, I'm getting nervous. I'm like, yo, what's going on? We're parked in the parking lot. And he's like, nah, man, I just want to talk to you, Trey. And he's like, I just want to straight up say that I'm sorry, you know, and I want to give you your credit. He said, because I will say, as a young man, I don't know how you pulled the things off that you had to put up with. I don't know how you were able to balance the responsibilities in the house and playing sports and going to school and trying to make the best grade you could. He's like, that was a lot on you. And I just want to tell you, thank you for everything that you did for the family. Thank you for the sacrifice. And I don't know how you did it, and I'm proud of you for that. And I, really appreciate you for that. And I want to let you know I'm giving you your credit, because that was incredible. You're incredible. And I love you so much. So before you go up there, I just want to let you know I'm sorry for everything. I love you, and, I appreciate you. And for me at the time, when you're young, you be trying to figure out why you're mad. You don't know you're mad. But just hearing him acknowledge that those things were hard, acknowledge that he was grateful for me, the whole world was lifted off my shoulder. I didn't even know I needed that.
Okay.
But then when he gave me that, I felt great. So, that was that.
Yeah, so like on the flip side, I think I mentioned that before. So simultaneously while all this is going on, I don't even know, you doing the DM thing, because see, I was in trouble. So I was in the SHU. I was in solitary confinement. And, you get one phone call a month for like 15 minutes. Every 30 days, you get a 15-minute phone call, and your mail is super delayed. Like you might get mail like once, I don't know, every 7 business days or something like that. And it's like a stack of mail, So even when you send it out, it's terrible. So I get a visit. I was getting a visit every Wednesday though, and I think it was like 30 minutes or something quick. And that's when that's when Shireen told me. But I was just having a conversation with my bunkmate, man, the night before, and I told him, this comes up periodically in my life. Do you have another kid? Is there someone? And I told the story about your mother and I to this guy. And then not even 10 hours later, the following morning, boom, she tells me about you reaching out. Well, she asked me about your mother and stuff like that. And instantly when she asked me about your mom, and she kept insinuating like, hey, do you know this person? Do you know this person? And man, I told you, man, I broke down in tears, because I really knew in my heart, it's like there's you're not going to get that many inclinations, right? Yeah, too many signs, right? And so I just broke down, and I was like, man, she's like, yep. She's like, you have a son. And then that's when she was like, fast track. She was like, we're going to Atlanta to see him, and I'll keep you updated on what's going on. And then I got a letter from my brother that was saying like, yo, this guy here, he's like, man, this is a mean joke right here, man. If this is not your son, this is terrible. This is messed up. Yeah, so yeah. So quick question. So what was it like for you, coming up to Philadelphia to see me? What was the anticipation? Have you ever been on a plane before? Like, what was life like? Like, what were you thinking? Now, were you ready for it?
Okay, so
we've never talked about this, like ever, like even one-on-one, like outside of filming and stuff like that. We never really spoke on the emotion, so this is new for me.
Yeah, the emotional side, man.
You're like a stellar guy, like you kind of hold teams.
Reserved.
Very.
Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm there now, so that's what this is about, the podcast.
Okay.
But no, that's a good question. I will admit, no, I've never been on a plane. So like, even the fact that I got to get on a plane, I'm like, okay, I'll do I told you the story, you laughed, but this is real though. So I've never been on a plane, right? And now I'm coming up north to see you, and I'm excited, man. I'm packing my bags. I'm trying to figure this thing out. Like, I'm in the checkout. They making me get naked out there, winding me down. This whole new experience. And it's just, I'm having a blast.
The cool thing was, though, real quick, was that I think my people here got wind. No, is that when my folks here got wind, and they were really like brought you like rocking all them?
Yeah, shout out to Rocky. This was incredible too. And this is when I knew like I was gonna be embraced to the fullest, because yes, when it's time to go up north, a slide through, come about to meet you for the first time. Hey, let me give my dog a haircut. Hit up Rocky, go see my boy Rocky, gonna give you a haircut. It was deeper than that though. Rocky, come sit down, and I'm coming through with my little money from my town, and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna pay for my cut. I'm gonna grab a little sandwich. I get in the chair, and Rocky's like, cutting my hair. Yo, what's up, man? Damn, you look just like him. Like, this is crazy. Oh yeah, you're like cool, like having a cool conversation. You're mature. You're a cool dude, man. Your dad's real fly. You gonna like him. Like, y'all gonna get along great. Y'all are twins. Blah blah. I get up. I'm trying to get my little change out, pay the man. He's like, nah, man, like, you good. He said, matter of fact, it's like, don't ever do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Like, you don't have to pay for the haircut, like, ever. You're good. And on top of that, I stayed right up top. So look, give me 30 minutes and I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna let you in from the side and I'm gonna let you come to my place and I'm gonna, you know, give you some things, like, I got you.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Not long, 20 minutes, Rocky calls me. He came down from the side, he walks me up. We go to his place through the elevator and we get into his house. He's like, yo, man, grab a seat, whatever. He's like, you want some juice? Rocky's real healthy. So he's like, juice and water. So you want some juice? I'm like, yeah, I'll take some juice.
Fruit.
Yeah, fruit and juice and leaves.
Leaves, yes.
So it's like, fruit, yeah, it's cool. You give me some juice. And he's like, all right, man, I'll be right back. He's like, what size shoe you wear? I tell him, he's like, Carter, I got something for you, man. This dude comes out with like 5 pairs of shoes.
Okay.
And he's like, what size jacket you wear? Like, matter of fact, we the same size. I'll be right back. 10 jackets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you needed all that for up there. It's
oh,
cold.
it's cold. That's what he said. Because I think he spends a lot of time up there.
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
was like, yo, it's cold up there. Gave me like 10 jackets. He's like, you don't need to bundle up. He's like, yo, if you ever need anything, it's all love. I got you. And before you go, here you go. He put some money on me. Just like for anything, for your travel expenses, make sure you're good, get some food. Don't, you know, like, just, you're good. You're good. So I'm fully loaded. Like, you know,
Right.
you put money in my pocket. I got brand new jackets to bundle up for up there. Brand new shoes. Like, you know, he showed a lot of love.
Yeah.
And I was extremely grateful for that. And that felt good because it just made me realize, like, you know, you have good people in your corner. Obviously,
Yeah.
you have to be some sense of a stand-up guy that people will respect you enough to take care of your loved ones. Like, if you was a chump, Rocky wouldn't show love to anything that you asked. Right? There would be no such things as Rockies who respect you enough to say, I'm going to take care of your people. Because you must be a respectful man for him to want to do that. So I took note of that, too. Like, you can't be this slime ball guy if there's people who respect you enough for that. So, yeah, the emotions, though, when I get on the plane, never been on a plane, I remember I'm trying to play it cool. And, you know, you took care of me, threw me on the first class. So I'm doing good. I got my lobster. You know, I'm enjoying myself. Like, this ain't bad.
I can get used to
do
this.
this. Yeah, this is cool. And I'm talking to some dude in the first class, and he's like, yeah, man, like, where you headed? I'm like, I'm going to Philadelphia. I don't tell him my information, but I'm like, I'm going to Philadelphia, you know, go see some family. He's like, cool, yeah, I got to go up there and do some work. And now the nerves are kicking in because I hear, like, the jets are turning on. So I'm like, oh, shit, like, we got to buckle up. What's going on? And I asked him, out of my nerves, I'm like, have you ever flown before? And he's like, yeah, I fly all the time. I'm like, I've never flown before. And he's like, oh, man, you good, man. Just sit back, relax. You're going to be able to sleep this one off. It's smooth.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, great. Like, okay. So he said it's good. Man, they turn them engines on. They start backing the plane up. Plane's getting real loud. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess here we go. I buckle up. I'm chilling. They turn the lights off. Here go them jets. It starts pulling. And it's like, really starts pulling when we're taking off. And I'm like on a roller coaster. Man, I'm freaking out. So it's like, it's going, my whole stomach drops, and I'm looking at the dude. I'm looking at the dude beside me, like, I'm gripping my seat. I'm freaking out. And it levels out, and I'm like trying to, like, damn, what was that? Like, he said it's gonna be smooth. I ain't sleeping on this. But that was my first flight, so that was a cool experience, man. And then when I get to Philly, I park, Shereen picks me up, they take me to the house. Always love, you know, of course she cooks great, so I have food there waiting for me. Everything was amazing. And it's like a couple days out, you know, let's say I get there on a Tuesday, I gotta come see you on Saturday.
Yeah.
So when it's getting time to come see you, I'm trying to pick out an outfit. Man, I'm starting to think I might have bit off more than I could chew. Like, what am I doing out here? Like, Trey, like, you done got into some
You
stuff.
got deep.
Yeah, you shouldn't have called nobody. Like, you was safe out there in the bushes. Like, you done got yourself into some mess. And I'm like, damn, it's time to go see him. I'm all over the place, man. Like, I'm just kind of thinking, like, what's the dude gonna look like?
Yeah, because you're in there. You're in the bathrooms upstairs, so you're probably in there like chilling, getting yourself together. And you're like, all these emotions are going through your head, right?
Yeah. I'm like, what's he gonna sound like? What's he gonna look like? What are we gonna talk about? Like, I don't even know. And then now I'm in the car ride, You know,
Was she asking you anything? Or
yeah, she's like, how you feeling? You feeling good? And I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm cool. I'm trying to play it cool. Like, I'm cool. And we got like an hour and 30-minute drive, so the nerves don't hit for the first hour. I'm chilling. Damn, I forget what I'm even coming to do because it's a good little ride. But man, when we pull up to them gates and you gotta give your license and the security guard and I'm seeing the building, my heart is just like, doom, 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 going crazy. Cause I'm like, dog, what did you do? How did you get here? Like, what are you doing here? Like, can I go home? Like, let me not do this. I'm getting more nervous from the jump. And it wasn't about the atmosphere, the environment. It was about seeing you. Like, I'm like, damn, I'm about to, like, it's finally coming full circle because I've only seen you virtually.
Right.
So I'm like, I see him on social media, blah, blah, but I'm about to see him in the flesh. This is crazy. And I remember, you got to go in, you got to check in, you got to take your belt off, all these things. Cool. They pat you down, whatever, cool. And then we're standing in, but they let you in this room where you walk in. After you got pat down, they close the door behind you. There's another door in front of you, but you got to sit and hold. And when they open the next door and clear y'all, so they're going to let one group of families leave.
Okay.
And then when that family's all the way cleared and all the way out, they'll unlock the door for the new one to come in.
Okay.
And I just remember sitting there, and they're like, all right, we're going to hold, give like 5 minutes. So I'm just like,
that was the longest 5 minutes.
The longest 5 minutes of my life. I'm like, okay, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? I don't know, man. It's cool. We're here now. Can I leave? Is there an exit? So, man, here he goes. Boom, opens the door. Said, all right, y'all go. That's where your thing is. I can hear all the rustling. I hear all the people in there, all the families. And I'm trying to just scout the room and see where you're at. I don't see you. And I'm like looking left, right, looking left. And Shireen's like looking left, right. She's like, oh, there he is. And she said, oh, there he is. I look left. And me and you lock eyes. And you instantly smile and get up. And when you get up and start walking towards him, I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like everything's numb. You don't really feel anything. You're just overwhelmed. You're just like, what? And then like we got up on each other, I hugged you. And it was crazy to see you in person because I could see it now. You know what I mean? I could look at hands and features and I'm like, yo, this is weird because I've never been able to look at anybody around me and see anything. So now that I'm finally seeing something, I'm like, it's creeping me out a little bit. Like, this is really strange. So I'm hugging you. And yeah, man, I'm definitely super overwhelmed. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. And then we're sitting there talking.
Yeah, it was definitely emotional. I think, because I started crying again. Like a little girl.
He was crying like a girl. I had to hold you. I'm like, yo, keep it together, baby. I'm here. Daddy's got you. No, you don't got to cry. I got you. So, and I remember, too, when I came back, because I didn't stay for long. I came for the visit, and I went back the next day. Yeah. People were asking me. And I just remember sitting there telling people, I'm like, I don't know, like, have you ever sat down with somebody and when they're talking to you, you can, like, see the inspiration in their eyes. You can see the excitement about life. You can see, like, when they're talking to you, they have a thrill about them and, like, they just want to do things and they're, like, have you ever seen that on somebody? And, like, I'm astonished because I'm having a blast meeting my real people for the first time. So I'm just picking apart the good things about you. And they're just looking at me to let me talk. And I'm like, do y'all know what I mean? And they're like, yeah, that's you, Trey. Like, that's been you your whole life, man. Like, that's everything you're saying is like, that's what we've been seeing in you your whole life. So, like, that's your dad. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, enjoy that. Embrace that. And, yeah, it was just a lot, man. And then I remember when I got back to where I'm from, I was just excited to come back. I'm like, I want to see him again. Like, what's he doing? And, like,
right.
Spend some time with him. Play some basketball, whatever, just talk,
Yeah, because it wasn't long after that. I think it was like not even, about a month. I just asked you, did you want to move up there?
Yeah, I remember too. And I was shocked by that, because things are moving fast. Like, hey, do you want to move up here? I'm like,
and just stay until I get out.
Yeah. And I'm like,
that was cool of you. Like, I mean, that was definitely one of that relentless mentality where you're like, you know what, F this. This ain't for me back here. These aren't my people. I'm gone. Now, when you did decide to take that leap and say, you know what, hey, I'll talk to you guys later. What was their thoughts? Were they like upset? Were they like, why are you doing us like this? Was there any guilt? Were they trying to put the guilt trip on you?
It was guilt trip. It was still with that energy of like, why now? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a long time. Y'all don't know each other. Like why? But I think when they seen that, like, I didn't care and I was gonna go, thankfully they shifted into, we love you and you can always come home. Okay, like do what you have to do. All we're gonna say is this is now it's beyond them now. It's surpassed them. There's nothing they can navigate me on. I'm out here in the jungle now. Like I just gotta really meet you and see what we can do. So I think they knew that it was out of their hands because let's just be honest, none of these people have spoke to you since, and they're not going to.
We haven't spoke to these people since shit. I was like 15.
Right, and I think they knew that they weren't going to come full circle and ask you how I'm doing because it's too much of a situation. So they knew like, okay, Trey's really out there on his own, and we're just gonna love him and support him. So they shifted. They took a step back and let me go handle that journey respectfully, and that's what it was.
Now, did anybody ever reach out when you were up there to say like, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" Did anybody even ask you, "Did you need anything?"
Damn, you know it's so wild. Before you ask
Are
me
you?
that,
Are they taking care of you? Are you hungry? Like,
you know it's so crazy. Before you asked me that, I forgot about that. I used to. So before you asked that, I completely blocked that part out of my mind. That was something I was up there for a couple of years. I was up there for like 2 years, and the thing with that was. That's even more what hurt me. The people that raised me, I think I got one phone call in 2 years, and it was on Christmas. They said, I got happy birthday text. I heard their voice one time, and they called me on one Christmas and said, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? Everything good? Okay, Merry Christmas, I love you." I'm not even exaggerating right now. These folks called me one time in 2 years. And when I really went up there, like, so, like, I understood we had animosity, right? But I do try to not hold that on my heart and be so, like, angry. Mm-hmm. And even if I feel a way about somebody, I don't want to just, like, smash you into this, like, forget you. It's like, no, let's chill. Life is life. But when I kept thinking about it, I'm really thinking about it, I'm like, damn, what if these folks wasn't feeding me? What if I'm in the streets? What if I'm, like, what if I need a couple dollars to grab a snack? Y'all boys ain't even check. So, yeah, I can't. Remember, they only reached out to me one time while I was up there, and it was to wish me Merry Christmas. And the thing, like I said, I don't want to be too malicious and be like, oh, like, you know, we had our problems, and I don't want to hold that on them and just, like, build all this anger. So I try to say, like, you know, life is life. Don't overthink it and just kind of let things go. But when I really sat down and thought about it, because we did have a lot of animosity, I was like, damn, when I do the math, y'all only hit me up one time in 2 years. I don't appreciate that because it's like, what if I did need something? You know, what if I did need a couple dollars? What if I was on the street? What if your situation you invited me to was not the best and we accidentally got put on the street? Right. Y'all ain't even checked. You ain't even asked. And those things right there, it's like, once again, you don't want to hold that resentment. But what am I supposed to do with that information? I can't look at that information and overlook it. So I don't take nothing out on nobody, but I also am not going to lie to myself and act like that didn't just happen. You didn't even check. So the way that I process that is just like, nah, they didn't check, man. They didn't ask. And maybe I'm like, maybe it's respect to my character, and they're like, Trey's got it. We're just going to let him do his thing. And maybe they knew it was going to be emotional for me, so they just wanted to give me that respect and give me that space to process what I might be going through. And they might just truly been like, we know Trey's going to be okay. It could have been that. But it was a shocker, though, when I'm looking around. I'm like, damn, nobody called.
So when was it that you realized, like, okay, you got this and that things are going to be okay and that it was a good move? Like your dad, like, I didn't steer you in the wrong direction and I'm capable, or still from behind the wall, I'm still capable of, you know, making things happen and or living up to my word, like making sure you were okay and the family was okay. When did you, like, digress a little bit and be like, okay, not on eggshell, I won't say eggshells, but not still being nervous? Because I'm sure you had to be nervous the first couple months on in.
What is wet?
Yeah.
No,
are you going to be a burden or not a burden? Like, you know, things like that. When did that kind of like pass?
Yeah, you know, at first, no, truly, naturally, coming from the environment that I came from, trying to integrate with new people in a new space, I'm very reserved, beyond reserved. You don't even know I'm there. Like, I'll be trying to stay out the way. And I think that it was noticeable, you know? I think everybody kind of noticed in my character, like, okay, he's a little different. Like, he's reserved. We're going to have to crack this one open. Like, we don't know what he's been through. We don't know why he's that way, but we're going to have to kind of crack him open. And y'all did a great job of verbally communicating and saying like, yo, we love you, you good. Like, it's a constant reminder, you know? So that was good for me.
The food helped.
The food helped a lot. Yeah, it's hard not to come see people when you smell the delicious food. But no, yeah, it was just good conversation on it. Communicate, let me know like, yo, Trey, we love you, we got you all the time. So it's like, okay, cool. So maybe I can get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And this can be home. So that's what helped a lot.
Okay, so quick question. So you're finally integrated. You and I, we broke the ice. We pretty much have you've lived up in Philadelphia for, let's see, 19, about 3 years at that point. I came home. I think you were up there about a year and a half, almost two years before I came home? Yeah, so transitioned, and then of course during COVID, late 2020, we transitioned back to Atlanta from Philadelphia. So what was it like knowing that you have two brothers you haven't yet met, Aiden and Dylan, right? And I'm not even sure, did you talk to them on the phone yet? Not even on the phone.
On the phone yet.
Okay. And then the fact that, so what is it like, the integration of the relationship between you and Phaedra, for people that don't know, like even now, the relationship between you and Phaedra and you and, Aiden and Dylan. So how does that all come about? Like, how do you?
Yeah, so I just know like how my relationship with my siblings are back where I'm from, damn near their dad. If you let them tell it, I am. They'll tell you, like, they don't sugarcoat nothing, like, that's our dad. Okay. Even to this day, I get these dudes in check, you know what I mean? So I pride myself on being a good brother. Mm-hmm. Always trying to be there for him, always trying to send him in the right direction. And so when I initially found out I had two brothers, I noticed the time gap, and I also noticed that everything's about to be foreign. It's a new introduction. We don't know what's going to happen. All I could do is I just prayed, and I was just like, if I can even get half, due to the separation, if I can even get half of the connection that I have with my siblings that I grew up with, we're going to be great. If I can just get half of that, me and these boys going to be smooth. And so that was just my thought process. I really, really wanted to have that because I'm used to that with my siblings. But I was also aware, though, like, you don't really know. It's a foreign situation. But, so I remember the first time I met them, we all went to the mall. And even from then, like, it was always clicking. You know what I mean? There's, like, literally it's already clicking. Like, they're funny, man. They, like, touching my hair. Like, oh, you play sports, you play basketball. Like, what's going on? Like, there's already clicking. And then you asked about Phaedra. Now, I remember when we first met the boys, like the first couple of times, me and her didn't speak. I had to go to the car to get Aiden and Dylan out. So she has to see me, but it wasn't anything though. Like, literally no words. It's like, okay, boys, see y'all later. We didn't make eye contact. And me and the boys would go, and then when I'm bringing them back to the car, she wouldn't say nothing. No, she wouldn't roll the window down or nothing. And I just put the kids back in the car, and I'm not saying nothing to her, not out of disrespect. It's more so like, I don't know what's going on. And so just being like, okay, cool. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you later. That was probably like the first month. And I don't think she was being disrespectful. I think she also, too, was just trying to be respectful and didn't really know how to handle it. But after a month, though, this is what shifted. I don't remember what happened, but she ended up calling me for something. I think one of the boys wanted me to go somewhere. And this is like the first phone call I've ever got. And she was like, hey, Trey, Aiden wants to know if you're going to be available this weekend so that y'all can go to whatever. This is me and her first time talking. And I'm just like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm in town. We're going to go hang out, maybe go to the arcade, whatever we were doing.
Right.
And what is it called, main event or something. And she's like, okay, cool. That'll be fun. I just want to let you know, though, the boys can't stop talking about you. Like, they're so excited to have a big brother. And all I hear all day is Trey this, Trey that. And the boys really look up to you. And I just want to say, like, I'm happy you're around. And I'm glad they got a big brother. Like, they really, really admire you. And it seems like you have a good head on your shoulders. So I'm glad you're around. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that was awesome. So hang up that call. Now, from that call, moving forward, all love. Every time she see me, hey, Trey, what's up? How you doing? A hug. Everything's good. Dropping the kids off. Hey, Trey, you doing good? Now you speak, And now it's a lot of respect. So even now, I still catch a phone call and be like, hey, did you and the boys have fun? Blah,
yeah,
blah,
just
blah.
on GP.
Yeah, just straight up just checking in. So it was good.
And I could definitely attest to that. Like, I'm very thankful for that because, it could have went a whole nother way, and the fact that Phaedra has been open arms, lets you have free reign. There's no animosity, there's no division. You are family. Even just like when we're over there playing basketball, there's no, like, I forget the dynamics between her and I, right? It's more so you and your brothers, right? It's open, whether it be with their uncle, their grandmother, like everybody, like your family. It's
No,
not
straight up, Trey, I know for sure I can pull up
Yeah.
anywhere Phaedra's at and get access to the boys. It's not even a question.
not a question.
Yeah, and that's I really appreciate that. It's
Yeah,
cool.
so I do appreciate that, and then they look up to you, tremendously. They really love you, and it's always, where's Trey going? He's coming. When is he coming? Oh man, you know what? We're tired of him, man. He keeps standing us up there. No, he's coming. Yeah, it's so cool just seeing him.
It's like looking out the window.
Right. And then, just I think even it was like, I think Father's Day, man, it was just like so surreal just seeing like you three and just like, man, I made these guys. Like, this is wild, you know what I mean? And just it's unbelievable. So quick thing. Something I've never asked you before. So how does it make you feel that all of the scrutiny, all of the stuff that I've been through that's, publicized, as far as like going to jail or just the things that you see, the ins and outs, just like all this, just the bad things, all of the street mentality, just all this nonsense for all these years. How do you feel? Are you ashamed of it? Like, what's your whole take on it?
No, I'm not. Definitely never ashamed of it, because I met you for where you were at, for who you were at that time, and I have to give you a fair shake and see, for a fair roll of the dice, who are you for real? Mm-hmm. It's unfair for me to never speak to you, know nothing about. I mean, obviously you made some poor choices. Very obvious. You didn't make the best decisions. You got into some trouble. But I didn't want to come into it and put that on you and think like, oh, well, let me watch out or let me be careful, blah, blah. It's like, no, we've already not seen each other for 20 years. Let me just see what the man's about, straight up. And so I wasn't ashamed of it coming into it for your shortcomings, not at all. Something that I can say, though, is like, for what you did in your past, no problem. We're gonna take that on the chin and we're gonna see where we can do better. Now that you're home and you have a new opportunity, I would be hurt and I would be never ashamed. I'm always in your corner, but I would be let down greatly if something else happened or if you kept finding yourself in the situations. Now, this thing you got going on with these women, that's we'll deal with that later. I don't know. That don't bother me. But it's like, just other poor decisions that's actually got you in trouble. I would never abandon you, but I would be hurt though, right, if that situation kept going and we kept stubbing our toe there. I'd be devastated because I see you, I see the true character, I know what you're capable of. I'd be like, we're better than that, straight up, so much better than that. So what you did in the past, no problem. And the man that you've been so far, incredible. So it's a fair shake all the way. And no, not ashamed for anything that you've done in the past.
Well, yeah, I'm here to stay, man. Like, I've been home now, I think, almost 6 years. So, that's in the past. You don't have to worry about that. I'm never going back to prison. I'm going to put myself in a position. I guess we'll touch bases on that later. But, yeah, that's over with. That's for the birds. You just got to move a little different. Like you said, I just got to use my talents wisely. And just use the gift that God has given me. I mean, you know my mental better than most, and pretty much sky's the limits. I mean, just gotta press the gas and just do the right thing. But yeah, I appreciate that, and ultimately, I probably never mentioned this, but I really appreciate the fact that you took that leap of faith, coming out there, trusting me, believing the fact that, hey, I got you just off a word. Just knowing that, I've had my shortcomings, but at the end of the day, you took my word for it. You wasn't scared. I like that about you. You definitely got my blood. You're definitely relentless, and you don't care. You'll go for it. And I appreciate that. Just giving me that fair shake and saying, you know what, I'm gonna give this guy an opportunity despite what you see, despite what people have said. You wanted to find out for yourself, and that's very noble of you to want to do that. And I want to thank you and tell you that I love you for that, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely, I love you too. And the thing about all of that is, I'm very proud of you, you know, in a
Thank
major way. So proud of you, actually. I'm very proud to be able to call you my father.
Thank
Like,
you.
very proud. And I think about it every day. And the face that I could finally put to the presence, beyond proud. That blew my expectations out the water from who you are character-wise. And I'm proud of you too, because the things that you have overcome, you're still waking up every day. You're trying your best. You're getting better every day. Yeah, you're dealing with your things with your women, but you know what though? You keep showing up. You keep trying, and I see how you're trying to put yourself together, and more than proud of you. So you're gonna keep pushing and doing great things. So, but all right, love you.
Love you too, man.
All right,
Thank
just like that, another episode. Appreciate y'all tuning in. In the meantime, y'all stay up, go be great. We'll catch y'all on the next one.